So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
Oh, there we go! They caught! This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Down to the inside of Hookie's off!
Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Welcome to Dover. We've gone from one extreme to another. We've gone from the down under track of Phillip Island to the monster mile known as Dover International Speedway. Don't ask me how we got from Australia to America in the space of 24 hours, but we made it anyway. And also with me again is the man that joined me last night. He's with me again tonight, Mr. Tony Trapasso. Tony, how the hell did we make it this far in such a short space of time?
Well, don't tell anybody, but, we kind of hijacked the one remaining Concorde on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
But welcome to Concrete Week, folks. We're at Dover tonight. And we, the only anomaly to Concrete Week is going to be Wednesday night when Top Fuel takes to the Tricky Triangle at Pocono. But then we're at Bristol the rest of the week.
Yeah, and Dover is pretty much Bristol on steroids anyway, so it's kind of the same track but a bit stretched out.
True story. A lot of teams will actually run the same car at both tracks.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, we've got a huge field here for tonight's race. Tony, 31 trucks set to take the green here tonight.
31 trucks have taken time during the hot lap session, and they're about to pack this place. Anybody that's ever driven a sim race at the Monster Mile knows that once you get north of 20 trucks, you're starting to get into sketchy territory. And for those of you who are willing to play the at-home drinking game, get your bottles ready, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights where you're either going to survive or you're going to fall, and the monster will swallow you whole. And with that, let's go to our live qualifying for tonight's race as I get rid of the awesome Scandinavian heavy metal tune I was playing tonight.
Good choice tonight, by the way.
Yeah. As we're going to take a look at... I don't know how long I'm looking.
Well,
Lonnie Barrington.
Lonnie Barrington's a good choice. Brandon Stokes has already laid one down, 24-2, with Kyle Gilbert sitting provisionally outside row number 1 with another 24-2. But Lonnie Barrington, nice smooth line there. And Joe Morganti out on track right now, looking pretty decent so far.
Yeah, Joe Morganti wearing Ronnie Osmer's last ever paint, well, not last ever paint scheme, but his last paint scheme for Ronnie Osmer's last ever paint scheme for Pasky.
No, that's not going to get confusing tonight at all. Thanks, Joe.
So, all of Phenomenal Evolution tonight, driving one of Ronnie Osmer's paint schemes. Kevin Paskowitz driving the paint scheme that he started with, the blue with the flames on the side and the check.
That's the paint scheme that took Ronnie to the Season 1 championship in the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series.
And we do have Mr. Ray Black Jr. joining us for tonight's race, so we've got some real-life races out there as well tonight.
Yeah, Ronnie's not the only Super Speedway card holder tonight. There's Ray Black Jr.'s in the field. We've also got our good friend Frenchie in the field right now.
Yep. Antoine Pelletier there. You just see him stopping in the middle of the backstretch.
David Bigger making his Pasky's truck debut as well.
Yeah, you see him there, stopped on the exit of turn 4. Not sure what he's doing there. But anyway, it is single truck qualifying, so it is kind of allowed. So, yeah, that one in your pipe and smoke it. Gordon Barry making his way out on track. He is yet to put in the time, but I assume he's about to put one in here, Tony.
Holy Christmas, John Jenkins 24:06.
John Jenkins absolutely laying one down here. Gordon Barry looking to set his fastest lap time of the night. Mark Arthur just put one down in the 12. Big win for him on the Saturday night.
And Ray Black Jr. crosses the line and loses it going in 9th quick. I'm going to go out on a limb and say turn 4 is going to be Calamity Corner tonight, because as you're coming up the hill, that transition onto the front stretch, if you're in the second lane, good luck.
Yeah, and we're watching Tyler Vickery, who's immediately after Ray Black Jr. put in his time, Tyler Vickery displaced him, and they've both been displaced by Mr. Mark Arthur himself, so lots of chopping and changing going around. James McDavid, the man that's currently second in points in the, well, not second in points, but running well in the Top Fuel Summer Light Series. Having a good one here tonight. He's up in P15, not too shabby for the number 92.
It's actually a respectable time for James. And arguably he does have a little bit more of a feel for the fender stuff than he does for the open wheel stuff. But that's a respectable time with this size of the field. As Chris Bouchard out on track right now, who we saw win last week, won the Mud Summer Night's Dream, and that's going to throw away that lap for Bouchard. Raises the wall coming off the 4, but won the Mud Summer Night's Dream last week in dramatic fashion. I mean, that was a slugfest from the word go last week. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think I still have mud in my shoes.
We had a surprise visit from one Mr. Sage Karam last week, and the Quite a bit of a controversial scuffle with one Mr. Kyle Gilbert last week.
Yeah, no love lost between those two. As they, they definitely were throwing bombs at each other most of the night.
Hard to believe they were actually teammates at Spa.
Yeah, I know, right?
But Bouchard finally not going to get a lap down. He's just turning laps at this point, so
he grazed turn 4 wall on both of his laps.
Yep, so he's going to be starting at the back of the field here.
And that's going to be a difficult task to get moving forward. Dover is not the easiest track to make a pass at.
No, but it grids up the rest of the field based on I rating, doesn't it? So
I'm not 100% certain on that.
So if it does, then he'll be starting 23rd, so he won't be starting completely shotgun on the field tonight. As Pelletier puts one down. Finally gets a lap done in the number 19 Monster Energy truck. As bear with me, Tony, I need to go and find my... I'll be back in just a couple of seconds. But anyway, qualifying is about just over 2 minutes left, so all that's left for me to ask is for you to stand on your feet, put your hands to your hearts as we go to tonight's national anthem. So you join us for the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, the Rosmer 200 at Dover. And qualifying just coming underway. Just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Terry Adams, who supplied the music for tonight's national anthem. Always good to hear some music from that man there. But with that, let's go to tonight's grid as up on the pole is Mr. John Jenkins, absolutely throwing down a time there with an unofficial lap record in the truck of 24.063. Joining him on the front row is Brandon Stokes. On row 2 is Kyle Gilbert and Michael Waite. Row 3 is Nate Siefke and Mark Arthur. Row 4 is Devon Doss and Byron Rodney. And row 5 is Lonnie Barrington and Tyler Vickery, Tony.
Ray Black Jr. and Sean Weaver make up row number 6, with row 7 going to Tom Wagner and Hoot Baker. Row number 8 is going to see James McDavid and Matt Burkhart roll off. Kevin Paskowicz and Joe Morganti, the two teammates running almost identical trucks. That's not going to get confusing. Rolling off in row number 9. Row 10 is going to see Jordan Berry and Dylan Moskowitz. Johnny Antonucci and Tanner Foster are going to go in row 11. Row 12 is going to see Francois Pelletier and David Bigger. Butch Frazier and Chris Bouchard rolling off in row 13. Row 14, Mike Whitaker, Matt Kleinschmidt, Jeff Mayer, Kenneth Robbins, and Chad Witt rounding out your field. And Kenneth Robbins, I'm being told it's his first race with the series.
Yep, so got quite a few debutants here tonight.
And I did receive word during the anthem from Race Control. Segments are going to be lap 50, lap 100, and then the checker.
Wow, so 100 laps. Definitely something to pay attention to racing that goes on, especially with the amount of trucks we have here. So we're getting ready to go here, and everybody just starting to roll away as I'm... Oh, there he is. So John Jenkins, the man up on the point, and he is going to be bringing us to green here at Dover. The Monster Mile and the chase is getting ever closer. And we've only got, what, 2 or 3 more races after this before the chase?
I believe 2 before the chase. So next week will be the penultimate of the regular season.
Pretty much.
As the field works its way through the 3-4 complex here at the Monster Mile, the Concrete Castle in Dover, Delaware. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. Grandpa, it's time to pop a Viagra. The Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, it's time to get it on.
Yep, the Rosmer 200 here at Dover, getting ready to go. They're coming through turn 4 right now. John Jenkins going to lead us to green here, and away we go. 200 laps here are underway. 31 trucks here. Going to be screaming into turn 1, and John Jenkins has the early incentive here as Brandon Stokes already on the defensive. We've got someone in the wall straight away.
That's Kyle Gilbert.
Yeah, Kyle Gilbert in the wall.
And they're 3 wide through turn 3.
Yep, that's his teammate Nate Seeker running on the outside there. Moving up to 3rd place. And another Ronnie Osborne scheme.
And the only member of Phenomenal Evolution, other than Kyle, not running a Ronnie Osborne paint scheme is going to be Byron Rodney in the 75.
He's wearing the Sean Wyman tribute.
Oh yeah, he is. I just noticed that. You're right. So everybody running everybody except for Kyle running a Ronnie Osborne tribute scheme tonight.
Yeah, Byron Rodney wearing the paint scheme that won Ronnie Osborne. Well, he won the championship in that paint scheme, but Kevin Pasky was wearing the paint scheme that took him to the title for most of the season. You see him right there in P14 right now. Everybody racing clean so far. We're already on to lap 4 of 200.
That battle for 3rd, really the big battle on track right now, as you've got Gilbert, Seeker, and Arthur kind of slugging it out. Then you go back in the pack a little bit, and there's Tom Wagner side by side with Byron Rodney, and somebody's got to tell Tom that he cannot run that paint scheme ever again. Ever.
Home Depot.
And those of you who know what I'm referencing know why. Anyways.
So Tom Wagner losing that little exchange between himself and Byron Rodney. Rodney in 8th place now. Just behind Thomas Wagner is Tyler Vickery, and he's under pressure from Lonnie Barrington. Checking on Ray Black Jr. He's under pressure from Kevin Pasquich at this point. Make the way through turns.
Pasquich doing a little give and take right now with Ray Black Jr. As right now Black's teammate Francois Pelletier under battle with Tanner Coster, as Coster takes the DuPont Chevy to the inside of the Monster Energy 19.
Yep, right behind him is Matt Kleinschmidt running a new paint scheme here tonight. And the new boy, Kenneth Robbins, still running there. He's in P25, just ahead of Butch Frazier.
And we've got trucks off the pace already.
Yeah. It looks like it might be come on,
That's Chris Bouchard as well. What happened there?
Not sure. Bouchard's under pressure though from Johnny Antonucci. Antonucci almost putting it in the wall there on the exit of turn 4. But Antonucci going to take the position away from Bouchard at this point. So.
Okay, I see what was going on now. The 92 of James McDavid got sideways. Bouchard had nowhere to go, and Morganti checked up to stay off of the two of them, as did Dylan Moskowitz. So, discretion being the better part of valor, they were making some forward headway, but a little bit of damage to the nose of Bouchard's truck now.
Yeah, as he's working to the outside of Johnny Antonucci. Antonucci himself gets a wheel on the apron. That's going to cost him a bit of speed as there goes Bouchard to the outside. Takes away 18th place from Antonucci. And Antonucci straight away is under pressure from guys behind him. That is Thomas Wagner, who's fallen a bit further back. And
Wagner was way off the pace there.
He's got some rear end damage, so I wonder if he's going to be Kevin Pasky.
No, he had tire issues and banged the wall coming through the middle of 1 and 2. So that's why he was way off pace there.
Yeah, and
the truck just dug in and shot up the track on it.
Penske's a bad omen to Thomas.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Back to Byron Rodney, who's in P7 right now. Everybody getting stretched out here, Tony. This is looking good for the early part of the race.
So far, so good.
But John Jenkins has checked out. He's already 1.4 seconds to the good over Brandon Stokes. And Brandon Stokes himself is already 1.3 seconds to good over Siefka. Siefka himself, though, is under pressure from Mark Arthur here. So that's our battle for third still raging on.
And we saw Arthur have an amazing run on Saturday night.
Yeah, I heard that he won it. I didn't really happen.
As he and I spoke in the post race, it was old age and treachery overcame youth and exuberance. He found a line that worked better than everybody else was running, and he waited until it was way too late for anybody to be able to catch him before he shared the information.
Absolutely. Oh, Carl Gilbert getting sideways coming out of turn 4. Big moment there for the 227, as he's got to drop a position to Devin Doss here.
I think Kyle may have just changed the flavor of his fire suit.
Yeah, he's lost the position to Devin Doss, but he's still got a bit of a gap over his teammate Byron Rodney. Sitting comfortably in 7th place there. Pasquitch there under pressure from Michael Waite now. Waite's dropped a few places since the start of this race.
That's not Waite directly behind him.
Oh no, it's not. It's actually Hugh Baker, but Hugh Baker, what's happened to him? Because he's
Pit started and he's 4 laps down.
Wow, that's what green flag runs will do to you.
Mm-hmm.
One person that I'm absolutely shocked to be really as far down the field as he is one Michael Whitaker. Down in P28 right now and really struggling by the looks of things.
I don't think he's struggling as much as he's just trying to ride and get a good feel for how the tires are going to wear on this thing. You know, he's in good company. He's got David Bigger, Chad Witt, and Joe Morganti in front of him. You know, that's a pretty safe group that he's running with right now. So not looking to do anything too crazy yet. You know, we still have plenty of racing left to do. And we know Mike Whitaker, when it comes down to the fuel mileage of that final segment, Whitaker will be there to be around when it's all said and done.
You were talking about the other phenomenal Evolution driver that's not running a Ronnie Osmer paint scheme. That would be the 77 of Chad Witt.
Yes, I forgot you guys added Chad, or they added Chad this week. Is you have an announcement to make for Wednesday night, if I'm not mistaken, Sam?
Yeah, unfortunately, I departed from Phenomenal Evolution, mainly due to I'm just a bit burned out with the team, and I just wanted a fresh start. So this coming Wednesday, I've decided to make the switch to Rated R Racing, and this Wednesday I'll be making my debut with them at Pocono. So. Fresh start for me. I know some people. Oh! got someone in the wall there. That's
Tom Wagner.
Tom Wagner bringing out tonight's first caution.
And he was in that outside line coming off of 4, and the transition caught him.
Let's take a look at that. He's got Butch Fraser right behind him. Yeah, and looped him around. He said turn 4 was going to be Calamity Corner. Hand grenades the engine in the process. And, yeah, already Tom Wagner is race compromised here tonight.
Well, the thing you got to remember is, you know, the turn 4, the sun is beating on that corner for most of the day. So by the time we're in race mode now, you know, that section of track is the hottest that there's going to be.
Pasky just hit the wall behind the pace car.
I think he was trying to make sure he led a lap there.
Yeah, let's go back and see what happened there. He's trying to speed up to catch the pace car. Trying to slow down and just went round it. I mean, he hit the safety barrier on the outside wall.
Well, from what I've been told, the setup that they're running tonight is chassis tight, so they're using the brake bias to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And I think Paskowitz just kind of climbed down the binders just a little too quick there.
Just a little bit, but still staying there. Not got too much damage on that 7, so he's able to continue. Kenneth Robbins, David Bigger, and Michael Whitaker, the other 3 drivers to stay out, but the guys behind them have taken a pit side, and Brandon Stokes winning the race off pit road here, Tony.
Stokes winning the battle off pit road, and from the looks of it, everybody except Michael Waite took 4.
And big problems for John Jenkins. Dropped all the way down to P24, and he's still in pit road now, Tony. Big problems here for John Jenkins.
Not sure what's going on there.
Gets it going now, but he's been in pit road for over a minute, and he was very lucky not to lose a lap there. But something really went wrong there for the driver of the 25.
Possibly a little driver's room break?
Maybe. Or he wanted to make things a bit more interesting because you saw the way he was walking away from the field there.
Yeah, but as we've seen time and time again here in the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, you don't want to take this field lightly, ever.
Absolutely not. Got the likes of Brandon Stokes, Mark Arthur, Kyle Gilbert. I mean, Ray Black Jr. in the field. You've got Dylan Mosk, which is always a threat. The last winner to win a race under point-scoring conditions, Kevin Paskowitz. He won last time out at Talladega, so yeah, he's always a threat. But Paskowitz on pit road as well.
Well, Paskowitz didn't pit when the pits first opened. He wanted to try to get that point for leading a lap.
Yeah, he went in to repair that damage from hitting the pole as well.
Safe bet. Might be pit farming it.
Yeah. There is a fast repair. He's probably just waiting until the opportune moment to use it. So.
Well, even if you got a fast repair, usually you try to keep those around until the last possible second. As the lights go out on the pace car, Stokes, Arthur, Gilbert, Doss, Seeker, Burkhart, Rodney, Barry, Barrington, and Ray Black Jr. rounding out your top 10 as field's working its way down the back straightaway. Sam, why don't you bring us back to green?
Yep, absolutely. As we are making our way through turn 2, Brandon Stokes winning the race off pit road there to the detriment of John Jenkins, who's fallen all the way back to P20 now. He's moved his way up to, but he's got a very, very competitive driver in Mark Arthur starting to his outside, so watch for that number 12 to be lightning off the restarts as he usually is in the Major League Esports. And Kyle Gilbert, despite all his trouble, still in 3rd place, and he's got Devin Doss to his outside. Watch those two, and that man in the number 2, always a threat there. Watch for him as the pace car goes off. We're going to get them going one more time. Lap 24 is the lap we go green again. So we'll be pretty much halfway before the end of stage 1. As away we go. Brandon Stokes holding down for a little bit, but we're under green once again. And I just did say Mark Arthur's a bit lightning off the restarts. Wasn't so quick that time around, Tony.
I think he got caught sleeping by Stokes. Stokes timed that start just perfect, and Arthur had really no defense for him, but was able to clear Kyle Gilbert quickly, as Gilbert now falling into the clutches of Devin Doss, and Nate Seifker right there within striking distance as well.
Yeah, now Seifker would love another race win on the season. He won at Pocono a few races back and would love a second win on the season here. Got his teammate Byron Rodney just sitting right behind him. Matt Burkhardt, man, we've not really spoke much about him tonight. Sitting in P7, so good position for him to be in so far in this race.
Yeah, I got to be real happy with that running order right now. And another name that we don't see a lot of towards the front of the field until it's later in the race, and I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to jinx him, currently running in 9th.
Yep, and you see him there under pressure from Mr. Ray Black Jr. Ray Black Jr. is currently making his way for the field. He's already up to P10 there, and he's putting Ronnie Antonucci under pressure, as Jordan Barry's just not far behind him either, so he's making good headway through the field. Joe Morganti already rebounding for P13. He's got his teammate Chad Witt right behind him. And David Bigron, his debut is up into P15.
Thomas Wagner taking it back pit side. I don't think he's happy with the way that the team repaired that number 43.
Absolutely not, as you see him there bringing it down pit road as the leaders go through turn 4 there. Brandon Stokes though under big pressure now from Mark Arthur and Kyle Gilbert as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. It looks like Byron Rodney's found a way past oh no, he hasn't. He's there the whole time. Byron Rodney's starting to reel in Devin Doss here as they come out of turn 4. Takes a small look towards the inside into turn 1, but he knows he's not got enough speed and he's a bit too far back to make that move, so he's going to sit behind P95 for now. Watch for Byron Rodney to make his move when the time is apparent.
Now, I would like to point out that I did speak to Rodney earlier in the day, and he informed me that during the open tests that they had, they found out that you can get 80 laps off the fuel run. However, by the time you're done, you have 18% left on the tires with cords showing.
Yeah.
So that right front tire is just going to be annihilated if we get a long green flag run here.
Yep. As we are just coming over to 20 laps to go before the stage, and Thomas Wagner. Big moment there in front of the leaders. That's not what Brandon Stokes wanted to see him going sideways like that.
Well, Wagner definitely struggling right now, and I'm thinking that glitch he had earlier where the right front tire just really hooked the track and sent him up the banking, it's gotta just still be affecting that truck as he grazes the wall going down the front straightaway.
Yeah, but he's pulling away from Brandon Stokes. He's got fresher tyres, so that will always happen there. He's got already 11 laps on those tyres. So
as Seifker and Gilbert go side by side through turn 3.
Yeah, no team orders here as we mentioned last night, so teammates are allowed to race after double evolution as Seifker gets it all wrong coming out of turn 4. That's going to give the position back to Kyle Gilbert. But yeah, teammates battling here in the early part of this race.
Well, the only team orders Phenomenal Evolution has ever had was, if you're going to wreck each other, make sure it makes the Sports Center highlight reel.
Or if you're going to wreck each other, make sure you go over the bridge on the backstretch.
Make sure you hit that bridge.
I always like to clear it. It's, I like to think it's like scoring a field goal. Kicking a field goal, like just getting the car over that bridge. But
no. Get your knee over the ball and drive it through the back of the net.
Anyway, let's go back to Ray Black Jr., who's running behind Byron. Byron Rodney has lost the position to Matt Burkhardt, meanwhile, while we were talking about flying cars over the bridge. Trouble there for the 75. He's under pressure from Ray Black Jr. and Lonnie Barrington here.
Well, Lonnie Barrington just gave up a slot as Jeff Mayer gets it all wrong going through turn 4. And it looks like Joe Morganti may have gotten a piece of that one as well.
Take a look at that. Going into turn 3. Oh, we had a bit of help there. That was the 26 of Michael Waite getting into his left rear quarter panel. and unsettling the truck enough to put it into the outside wall. So, yeah, definitely a bit of help there for Jeffrey Meyer to go around.
And that's what happens when you're running in the tight confines of a place like this. You know, you run out of room very quickly, and you're kind of on your own after that. And I'd like to point out that Johnny Antonucci kind of got a little sideways coming out of turn 4, chased it down the track, and he was way off pace. So a lot of damage to the 59 right now. He's going to have to burn his fast repair to get that thing fixed.
The engine just swift.
Well, then he's kind of up a creek.
Yeah. 2 pieces of metal wrapped helically around an angle.
You're not wrong.
Screwed.
So, looks like everybody bringing it pit side this time. Tire's going to be at a premium here at the Monster Mile.
Yeah, so you see Brandon Stokes going to bring him down. Is he going to win the race off pit road this time? That is the big question.
Butch Frazier's staying out.
Yep, so he's going to lead a lap for staying out, so good for him. And only his second race with Pasky's as well.
Well, I'm thinking Butch is going to carry on his normal game plan of riding towards the back, so he's probably staying out to make sure he's towards the back on the restart.
Brandon Stokes only just winning the race off pit road ahead of Mark Arthur. Nate see if he gets the jump for Kyle Gilbert in the pit road. He comes out third in line. See Kyle Gilbert there coming out fourth in line. Devin Goss fifth in line, and Chris Bouchard making up a few spots there through the pit stops as well.
Chris Bouchard getting the lucky dog.
Yeah.
So that playing into his hands quite nicely.
Fortunately, though, he's going to have to bring a pit side.
Yeah, but, you know, hey, he's back on the lead lap, and that's half the battle sometimes here.
Yeah. I almost forget how painfully slow the pit road speed limit is in Dover.
Yeah, you're over 130 miles an hour slower than race speed.
I think it's literally 30 miles per hour down the road.
35.
Close enough.
But I would like to point out right now, Sam, that these guys are dealing with a real slick track condition. If you take a look at the weather, 108 degrees on the track right now at the start of the event.
Yeah, partly cloudy. Ambient air temperature is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so sticky conditions here. Well, as far as the track goes anyway, so the trucks should be pretty well anchored to the track, but it's not looking that way so far.
And that's because of all of the sunlight. You've got that concrete just heated right up, and you're just going to melt all the goodie off the tires in a couple of laps.
So, Jeffrey Meyer staying out to get a wave around here, and rightly so. Well entitled to do so. If you feel like he wants to,
And Chris Bouchard staying on pit road a little extra time there to try to pit farm that truck.
Yeah, another man not taking a fast repair, just going to pit farm the truck and use it when he absolutely needs to.
As Matt Kleinschmidt brings it down pit road for a last-minute top-off of fuel.
Yeah. Thomas Wagner behind the wall now. He's just put his truck behind the wall, so he's our first retirement of the night.
And he was having problems from the word go, so can't say I really blame him for, tapping out and saying no mas.
Yep, so Tony, it's your turn to get us going, buddy.
Field working his way down the back straightaway. As Brandon Stokes going to have control of the button. Mark Arthur looking to get a better restart than he did last time. And then they've got the two teammates running side by side behind him with Nate Siefker in the Deuce and Kyle Gilbert in the 227. Field working his way through the 3-4 complex. As we are going to get the green with roughly 11 to go in the stage. Stokes has the button as they work their way out of turn number 4. He's going to wait till he can get it pointed straight and get a good launch. And we are back underway.
Everybody getting screwed.
Oh!
The restart is Chadwick's in the wall. Everybody getting it wrong on the restart. What happened there? It's like someone put oil on the track.
Well, Chad Witt was one of them. I didn't quite catch who the other one was that stepped on his own junk.
Lonnie Barrington hit the wall first. James McDavid nowhere to go. Wait, nowhere to go. Lonnie Barrington hit the wall hard. John Jenkins in it. Hoop Baker was in it. Chris Bouchard.
That's who I saw was Barrington getting bounced like a pinball.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Bouchard might have got a bit more damage out of that as well.
Go back and watch the 23 on the restart. As soon as they pull the trigger.
We're going to watch this from his drive cam.
And then Joe Morganti, nowhere to go, gets run over from behind, trying to stay off him. And David Bigger gets just blasted. It just blasts him with nowhere to go as Barrington comes right down in front of him. So
let's take a look at it from Chadwick's point of view. Yeah, wow, Chadwick got turned over. Precaution number 3 out after the restart was.
oh wow, I missed Witt's part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of trucks doing a great job though to stay off of him.
Yeah. Precaution number 3 out here after failed restart. Michael Waite has put his truck behind the wall already.
So Chad Witt and Lonnie Barrington both stepping on their junk on the restart. Cold tires probably to blame. And half the field going down pit road.
John
Jenkins having to take it pit side. David Bigger having to go pit side. James McDavid, Dylan Moskowitz, Johnny Antonucci, Francois Pelletier. Chris Bouchard having to pit farm again. Matt Kleinschmidt and Robbins.
Take it easy on the next restart, guys.
It goes back to what we have said so often is, while you can't win it on the first lap, you sure as hell can lose it.
Absolutely, and a track like this, with it being so unforgiving, you can't race too hard against your competitors, because you know if you race it too hard, you're going to end up in the wall and the monster will absolutely eat you up here tonight.
Well, allow me to quote Alain Prost, as he once said, in order to finish first you must finish, and there's a lot of trucks that are going to be struggling to make that part of the equation work. Is Kevin Paskowicz having to take it pit side as well?
Yeah, Paskowicz already having troubles here tonight. He was, sorry, I'm just paper. Hitting the wall behind the pace car. So an uncharacteristic mistake for the 7. And he's pit farming to get rid of damage from that. So he's already put himself on the back foot, but only because of Roman Grosjean moment.
Wow.
What?
Kudos for that reference.
Because we've all seen that video where Roman Grosjean hit the wall up behind the pace car, right? Formula 1, Azerbaijan.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm just saying kudos for that reference.
I watch a lot of Formula 1. I can make those kind of references all day.
Well, at least no one has had a Juan Pablo Montoya moment.
What, hit the jet dryer?
Yeah.
You know what? If iRacing could do a jet dryer iRacing and make it contactable, that would be. So,
Well, it's funny. It's funny you should say that, because when I first met our sister from another mister, Miss Layla Wilson, we were in a different sim called Second Life, and her husband were running races on a sim there. And during the figure 8 race, I created a pickup truck, and one of the other drivers said, "Hey, my team wants to know if we can have a copy of that, so I sent him a copy of the body. And the next thing, I show up for the next race, and there's somebody driving a replica of Juan Pablo Montoya's car, and there's the jet dryer with flame. The pickup truck was turned into a jet dryer with flames coming off the back. Like, really, guys? As we're back underway, as Stokes pulls the trigger, and here comes Siefker.
Let's see if he's going to try the inside line. And Mark Arthur into turn 1. Not wasting any time this time round. Side by side as they come out of turn 2. Who's going to win this little exchange here? As Kyle Gilbert's just right there behind Arthur. And Kyle Gilbert's just going to be the passive one in this battle.
Well, Siefker gets the clear going into 3. And now sets his sights on Brandon Stokes.
That's the problem for Devin Doss. Hit the wall coming out of 4. He's lost 2 positions. One to Byron Rodney, the other one to Tanner Costa. Tanner Costa, I will give a shout out to him. He's slowly but steadily making his way for the pack here. He was down in the lower half of the top 20 at one point.
Yeah, it's a very solid run going for the 97 DuPont Chevy.
Paying homage to Jeff Gordon. As he's right behind Byron Rodney. Rodney's still sitting in that 7th spot. He's been sitting in that position for a while now. And, yeah, we've got 4 laps to go here before the end of stage 1. 3 laps to go, make that.
And look who's running in 15th.
Mr. Michael Whitaker.
Steadily making his way towards the front, the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker.
Yeah, right behind Sean Weaver, a driver we've not mentioned so far tonight. As Weaver's putting the moves on Mr. Tyler Vickery. Not Tyler Vickery anymore, it's John Jenkins. Tyler Vickery got the move done on Jenkins, just as I mentioned that. So Tyler Vickery on the
And
move
Joe
too.
Morganti under pressure right now from Vickery.
Yeah, so Tyler Vickery on the move now. And here comes Jenkins trying to take a look on the inside, trying to make it 3 wide at this point. So Jenkins not happy with the bad pit stop he had earlier. Wants to make his way back to the front as quickly as possible here, Tony.
Well, he thought about it and then thought better of it when, yeah, you know what, no.
And we're on the final lap.
Way too early.
Yeah, we're on the final lap of stage 1. Brandon Stokes coming through turns 3 and 4. He's got Nate Siefker right behind him. Siefker's not going to have enough time to catch him before they cross the line, as Brandon Stokes is going to bring it across the line, and stage 1 is complete here, Tony.
So Stokes, Siefker, Mark Arthur, Kyle Gilbert, Ray Black Jr., Matt Burkhart, Byron Rodney, Tanner Coster, Devin Doss, and Jordan Berry rounding out your top 10. So 3 rookies in the top 10 of stage 1.
So stage 1 goes to Brandon Stokes here. And with the stage being over, we are going to step away for our first commercial break of the evening. All that's left for me to say is just stay tuned. We'll be back for stage 2. Don't go anywhere.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
Oh, there we go! This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Down to the inside of Hoosie's off! Ottinger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'm never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Welcome back here to Dover. The lights just gone off the pace car. We're about to get stage 2 underway here at Dover International Speedway. Brandon Stokes winning the race off pit road. Butch Frazier did lead a lap though. Finally got lap led. Jesus Christ. But Kyle Gilbert getting the jump off Nate Seifker coming out of pit road. And Ray Black Jr., the biggest mover from those pit stops, he moved up to P6, Tony.
Spot on his marks, and didn't have to pit farm the truck tonight. So yeah, a couple spots gained there. Matt Burkhart gaining a spot. Byron Rodney losing a couple of spots. And Tyler Vickery into the top 10 after that pit stop.
Yeah. But let's see how they can handle it when they go to stage 2 now. Making their way through turns 3 and 4. As pace car is about to peel off once again. And get stage 2 underway. There goes the pace car. We're just waiting on Brandon Stokes to get him going now. Usually waits until after the final corner, but he doesn't wait this time, and we're under green conditions, and stage 2 is underway. Chad Witt very slow on the restart, back in the distance there. Almost stacking up the field behind him, but everybody gets away safely.
Meanwhile, up in the front, the teammates are side by side going into turn number 1. Gilbert giving way to his teammate Seifker. Seifker right now all over the tailgate of Brandon Stokes, slips up the track, and here comes Gilbert again.
Yeah, Kyle Gilbert, no slouch on his tracks, and here comes Ray Black Jr. to the inside of Mark Arthur. Moving his way up to P4 now after dispatching of Matt Burkhart, and now Mark Arthur. Now he can set his sights on the Phenomenal Evolution guys up ahead of him.
Well, we've seen in the past, Kyle Gilbert and Nate Seifker are both no slouches, and Brandon Stokes has shown time and time again that he can hold his own. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out with this top 5 right now.
Yeah, Big Black Jr. really hounding the back end of Kyle Gilbert's truck. As they come out of turn 2, Brandon Stokes still controlling the field though, as he's got about a car length over Nate Seifker, but you know Nate Seifker, he'll be chasing him down no matter what. I said Ray Black Jr. going to try almost tried the inside line of Kyle Gilbert there.
I think he was chasing it after he brushed the wall coming off of 4.
That too. Byron Rodney has got Matt Burkhart behind him, but behind them, Tyler Vickery and Tanner Costa having a nice little battle there with Jordan Barry running out the top 10.
Oh, he gets into him. Ray Black Jr. just turned Kyle Gilbert, and Gilbert gets him back.
Oh dear. Let's take a look at that. Turn 4, yeah, Ray Black Jr. just takes the rear quarter panel away from Kyle Gilbert, turns him around even more, and Gilbert says, no, I'm not having that. You're going on your roof, mate.
Well, Gilbert was trying to save it, and unfortunately, you know, Ray Black Jr. just kind of ran out of room down there in the apron.
So caution number 5 out here after a bit of an altercation between Ray Black Jr. and Kyle Gilbert. It looks like Kyle Gilbert's going to be the biggest loser out of that exchange there, as he's dropped a few positions. Ray Black Jr. managing to keep it in P7 right now. Even though Ray Black Jr. ended up on his side at one point.
Well, I'm waiting for him to catch the pace car.
And again, Nim, please bring us the pace truck.
Yeah, Nim, please. Can we have the truck?
As Brandon Stokes bringing the pit side again. Everybody was going to bring it down this time, by the looks of things.
Yeah, they had about 10 laps on their on those Goodyear Wrangler. Yeah, Goodyear Wranglers, and Devin Doss stayed out.
Yep, looks like Ron Jenkins is going to stay out too, as is Kevin Paskowicz, as is Bud Frazier.
Going to be interesting to see if these guys are going to bring it down this next time, or if they're actually going to stay out.
Not sure, but Brandon Stokes is going to be your winner off pit road again. Okay, Seek's going to come off second. Third is Mark Arthur. Fourth is Byron Rodney. Where is... Oh, that's about right. That's it. Okay.
No. That's about where they need to be.
Yeah.
I know what you were thinking.
Yeah. And Acosta. Ray Black Jr. is still coming out just behind Matt Burkhart, so looks like Ray Black Jr. has used his fast repair already.
Kind of had to because he didn't have a right side left on that truck. And Kyle Gilbert pit farming a little bit. Still a lot of damage to the nose of the 227, but he's right there with Chris Bouchard. So look for the two of them to start climbing their way towards the front of this field.
Yep, that's Kevin Pasky brings it down pit road now.
So it looks like Doss and Jenkins, the only two not taking fresh shoes this time.
Yep, and John Jenkins has been looking for a way back to the front of the field, and it looks like he feels that the only way to get back to the front is by staying out and hoping for another caution. And if that's how he feels,
hopefully he's not it.
yeah, absolutely. And with the freshest tyres right there, Nate Siefka is going to be the man starting up alongside him.
And Devin Doss taking the outside line to restart this thing. Backs in all of motorsport. And then he's got guys behind him that have 4 Dr. Feelgoods on the trucks. Keep your fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're playing the at-home drinking game, we're already on shot 6.
6? You going on restarts or you going on cautions?
Restarts.
Oh, okay. So we've already had 5 calls. Anyway, Tony, you going to get us going this time?
Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Doss on the outside line, going to have Seeker right behind him. That could bode well for that outside line. The one we want to keep an eye on is your pole sitter, John Jenkins, who is actually sitting in second place right now on the inside, where he actually started his event. Going to be interesting to see how this one restarts. The space car makes that hard left turn onto pit road. Doss holds him down, coming through 4, pulls the trigger about halfway, and we are back live.
Yep, everybody getting away cleanly this time round. John Jenkins immediately jumping to the outside line to defend from Nate Siefka, but he's got 2 fast drivers behind him in Brandon Stokes and Nate Siefka. They are both on fresh tyres. John Jenkins might be in a bit of trouble here as here comes Brandon Stokes. Going to try an outside line pass on Stokes, but not going to make it work this time.
As Jenkins sails it into 3 and gains almost a full 10th on Devin Doss.
Yeah, and is he going to try and make the move on Doss? He is. Comes to the inside of the 95 and takes the lead. Great move there by John Jenkins. Cuts up across his nose and in the same process gets away from Brandon Stokes. Brandon Stokes himself under pressure from Nate Siefka. Nate Siefka jumps to the inside of the 21.
I mean, if you were Devin Doss, you kind of knew that was coming going into 1, so he just gave plenty of room. You know, a lot of respect being shown right there. Here comes Stokes to the inside now. And Doss looks like he's just hanging on for dear life at this point.
Yep, Devin Doss on those older tyres. Tale of 2 halves here. John Jenkins seems to be thriving on those older tyres, whereas Devin Doss is struggling on the older tyres.
Gets into Siefker. Siefker's around.
And he gets tagged by his own teammate.
Byron Rodney nowhere to go.
Take a look at that again. Siefka jumps to the inside of Devin Doss. And the rookie come down the track and unsettled Siefka's truck into the inside wall. Byron Rodney again, like you said, nowhere to go. Tyler Vickery got a piece of that as well. So big
Byron Rodney was chasing it down the bank to begin with.
Yeah, he had problems coming out of turn 4. I was about to mention that before you mentioned Nate Siefka getting turned. Wow.
Looks like Tyler Vickery got through there without much of an issue.
I thought he got into the back of Byron Rodney, but might have not.
Watch it from camera 3. You'll love it.
got camera 3.
Okay.
Using my fancy cameras again.
Doing your fancy cameras.
John Jenkins, his strategy worked to perfection as he's got that quick caution he was looking for.
Yeah, that was, I would dare say pure luck, but, you know, Jenkins is not normally a lucky driver. He's just, he knows what he's doing. As Moskowitz and Frazier both staying out. Moskowitz did a hell of a job avoiding that thing. Just went down, just barely missed the pit exit cone, and was able to keep it pointed straight. So Moskowitz going to lead a lap and get that all-important bonus point.
Frazier's going to stay out as well. So if they both stay out and don't take a pit side, the colour of front row will be orange. So.
And I would like it to also throw it out there that I prefer In-N-Out over Whataburger, and Hooters has some of the coldest beer on the planet.
Not a bad thing.
That's about all I can say good about that restaurant. Not a fan of their food. Although no, I take that back. They have a buffalo chicken sandwich. That's pretty good. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's not bad.
You know what they have in the UK, which I know they have in America, and I've been meaning to go to. I'm actually planning on going to when I go to the UK next month. TGI Fridays. Yeah.
Okay. That's one of those restaurants that, it's, hey, what's open? TGI Fridays. What else is open? TGI Fridays. Damn it.
Oh, they have that, and they have nice Five Guys.
Okay, let me explain to you Whataburger and In-N-Out. In-N-Out and Whataburger are like Five Guys if Five Guys didn't suck.
Five Guys do some nice burgers, I've heard.
So if we're gonna go to a Five Guys when you come over here next fall, remind me to put the 5-point safety harness on the toilet.
Okay.
But no, we've got much better places that I plan on taking you for food during Dirt Week next year, Sam. Trust me on this one.
I want the trash plate, or garbage plate, whatever it's called.
Garbage plate.
Yeah, I want the garbage
And if you
plate.
and for those of you who are in the greater upstate New York area, if you get a chance, go to Rochester, New York. And if you ever want, if you ever want a meal on a plate, it's like a picnic in a styrofoam container. Nick Tahoe's.
And I want to do a burger challenge as well.
And we're not doing them on the same day, kid.
No, obviously.
You definitely can't do those on the same day. I'll tell you what, if you do the burger challenge and then go, hey, let's go to Tahoe's, I'm checking you into Overeaters Anonymous.
I got the stuff for it once, so why not?
And for those of you who are wondering what a challenge burger is, go YouTube Man vs. Food Nation when Joey Logano failed.
Yeah, Joey Logano. Not the first thing he's failed at, though, to be fair.
You're not wrong.
Can't even get a championship. But anyway, pace car's just peeling off. There's John Jenkins.
Second verse, same as the first. This is how we started this race.
Absolutely.
Brandon Stokes going to have John Jenkins going to have the button, pulls the trigger, and we are back live. Guys getting a little bit squirrely on cold tires.
Yeah, John Jenkins getting the clear though as they go into turn one. Devin Doss, one of the guys that was hoping for the quick caution, he got it too. He's in third place on fresh tires as well now. And
here comes Burkhardt.
Yeah, Burkhardt's finding some speed in that 44 as he goes to the inside of Mark Arthur. Got some great speed in that truck. I don't mention his sponsors because I don't know what is on the thing. Anyway, Grayback Jr. only up to P6 after having that incident with Wait, it'll come to me in a minute.
227.
Yeah. Kyle Gilbert. As he's making his way back through the pack and is going to put Matt Burkhart under pressure here. Byron Rodney's right behind him, managing to repair that damage on his truck after getting into the side of his own teammate after he was spinning. Tyler Vickery got some pretty heavy damage on his truck as here comes Kyle Gilbert to the inside.
Kyle Gilbert picking off trucks almost at will. Looks like he may have burned his fast repair finally, as we are halfway to the next stage end.
That we are. Lap 76 of 200 about to take it over to lap 77 when they make their way through these final two corners.
And Burkhart just lost 2 spots to Ray Black Jr. and Byron Rodney.
Yeah, so Burkhart might have pushed a bit too early and burned the goodie off those tyres already. Lord Barry back there, under pressure from Chris Bouchard, is running it really high towards the wall there. Saving his tyres by the looks of things. And right behind Bouchard is Sean Weaver. Had a change of manufacturer for this race, Tony. He switched from Toyota to Chevrolet.
He did. A lot of Chevys in this field tonight. And Nim, again, if you're listening, can we have the Ford, please?
F-150, bring it.
As Joe Morganti gets turn 1 all wrong and almost gets into the wall. Gets it collected. Now he's under pressure by the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker.
Yeah, I can't have a thing, but Kenneth Robbins is kind of getting in the way there. Did put the block on Joe Morganti for a second there, but finally had to let him by. As he's just going to pull over and let the guys pass him finally. Nate Siefka, he's slowly starting to make his way through the field. He's right behind his teammate Kevin Pasky as they go into turn 3.
As Chris Bouchard gets by Jordan Berry and now sets his sights on Tyler Vickery. Still grazing the wall coming down the front straightaway.
Yeah. Bouchard finally making it through. Don Jenkins. And this is what he wanted when he got back to the front. He wanted to get back to the front so he could do this. He's absolutely out from Brandon Stokes.
Ray Black Jr. side by side with Mark Arthur, almost getting into him coming off of 4.
Yeah, it's that time of the night where cars start flying through the air. And it's okay.
Tell your brother to stop downloading porn.
He's watching the broadcast, so.
As I said, tell your brother to stop.
If this broadcast is porn, then we shouldn't be broadcasting it.
Anyways, Mark Arthur and Ray Black Jr. still battling it out for the 4th spot.
Yep, as they make their way into turn 3. Ray Black Jr. not able to get the position away from the 12. As Mark Arthur, we've seen from Major League, he's very difficult to pass. Devin Doss scrapes his outside wall coming out of 4.
And Ray Black Jr. gets it all wrong coming off of 4, chases it down the banking, falls back into the clutches of Matt Burkhart.
Yeah. So Burkhart to be making moves, but he's under pressure himself from a very fast-moving Kyle Gilbert. Gilbert himself determined to make his way back to the front, and he's not going to be easy from this point onwards. Burkhart not easy to pass. Ray Black Jr. definitely not easy to pass. I wonder if he's trying to get up to Black Jr. to have his revenge, or maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't think so, only because of there was a conversation that took place last night post-race that I don't think Kyle wants to be that guy.
Yeah, but we all saw what happened between himself and Sage Karen last night. Last week, sorry.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, but yellow is out, and it looks like John Weaver involved in that one.
Kenneth Robbins. Well.
Oh! Mike Whitaker getting a big piece of it as his pass went.
Yeah. Oh, Weaver getting it all wrong coming out of 4, and for some reason, Kenneth Robbins, a victim of circumstance there. Let's take another look at that. We've been making his way into turns 3 and 4.
Paskowicz and Siefker both getting a big piece of it.
Ooh, hard into the wall there. Whitaker, yeah, Paskowicz looks like...
And Whitaker's put it behind the wall.
Oh, wow. Was not expecting that.
He already burned his fast repair from earlier.
It looks like he might have twitched the engine.
Yeah.
So, caution number 7 out. As we're getting closer and closer to the end of stage 2. As I believe they're bringing it down pit road again, Tony.
No big shocker there. But,
Same old S-words, different caution.
yeah. Compost happens.
Oh, John Jenkins overshooting his pit box. He still can't get in there. That's going to cost him the lead. Hey, Siefker overshooting his pit box as well. John Jenkins.
Brandon Stokes hitting his marks perfect. Devin Doss almost perfect. Ray Black Jr. perfect. Kyle Gilbert perfect. Oh, this could only end poorly. Look who's going to be starting next to each other.
Ray Black Jr. and Kyle Gilbert.
What could possibly go wrong? Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
So if you're sitting in the upper row of the grandstands in turn 1, you might want to make a space. Someone's about to get punted. You know what I was saying earlier about scoring a field goal over the bridge in turn 3?
Yeah. You know, they played a college football game this past fall at Bristol. In the infield.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must have been really cool to watch, actually, because obviously they call Bristol the last great Coliseum, and a football game there would be absolutely raucous.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
We've got another both of these nuts in the live chat, and Michael Warren. That's a man we've missed these last couple of weeks. Well, he had to leave last week's Mud Summer Night's Dream because of personal issues. So, and he's unable to make it again tonight. But he's in the live chat. He says tough break for both Madman Motorsports drivers Michael Waite and John Jenkins. I don't know if you're still watching, Michael, but John Jenkins actually made it back to the front only for mistaking pit road to really put him on the back foot again.
And the thing is, he's only in 6th, so it could have been a lot worse than it was.
Yeah. I mean, he only overshot his pit box.
But we are closing in. Looks like we're going to be going live with 11 to go before the segment break.
Go and check in with the Facebook live chat, Tony, while you get us going again.
So Brandon Stokes going to have the button this time. Devin Doss starting to his outside. Keep your eye on row number 2, Ray Black Jr. and Kyle Gilbert. Those two got into it earlier. No love lost between those two tonight. And then you've got John Jenkins and Mark Arthur in row number 3 as they work their way into the turn 3 complex. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. And Brendan Stokes has been on point tonight when he's had control of the restarts. Pace car is in. Stokes has the button. Into the restart zone they go. He holds him down and finally pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. And Doss spins the tires. Gilbert just barely able to avoid him. cuts down in front of the 12 of Mark Arthur and now sets his sights on reeling in Ray Black Jr. Jr. to the inside of Doss, up into second. That's his highest position tonight. Brushes fenders with Doss. Side by side they go, and here comes Gilbert. So Stokes on the point. Ray Black Jr. in second. Devin Doss and Kyle Gilbert side by side for third.
Yeah, absolutely. As Ray Black Jr. finds his way up to second place, Brandon Stokes is his next victim. And Stokes wasn't expecting this on the restart because Ray Black Jr. is right behind him, but Devin Doss into the wall coming out of turn 4. That's going to cost him some more speed and a position as well. As there goes Gilbert, as we've got Sean Weaver and Mark Arthur getting into it right behind them.
That was Jenkins and Arthur.
Oh, better.
Oh, they touch.
Can Arthur save it? He does.
And
Great
here
save.
comes Bouchard as we're 3 wide off of 4.
Wow. So everybody throwing down the gauntlet here as stage 2 is literally going to be coming to an end in about, 7 laps?
Just about.
Yeah.
7 laps this time. Ray Black Jr. right now all over the tailgate of Brandon Stokes. Brushes the wall coming off of 4. Has to give a little bit of room. Kyle Gilbert and Devin Doss battling it out for third. And you know Gilbert is giving it everything he has right now.
Yeah. Bouchard up to the top 5 as well. He's ahead of John Jenkins there in P6. Devin Doss doing ever so well. Stay in P4 despite him hitting the wall as hard as he did. And Burkhart into the wall. Big hit there for Burkhart. Got to back it down now and back off. Discretion being the better part of valor for Burkhart. He knows he hit the wall hard. Managed to get the truck under control again and dropped it down.
Ray Black Jr. with a run under Stokes coming off of 4. As we are 5 to go in this segment. Stokes so cool under pressure right now. And for those of you wondering, yes, that is Monster Energy Cup driver Ray Black Jr.
Oh, part-time Monster Energy Cup driver Ray Black Jr.
Part-time Monster Energy Cup driver Ray Black Jr.
Still throwing those bombs.
Who is going to be making his next start, I believe he told me Xfinity at Bristol.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, so he's getting ready to pack up and head to the Last Great Coliseum this week.
Yeah, you're seeing they're starting to fall away from Brandon Stokes as we are just coming to go to the end of the stage. Brandon Stokes able to find a lot more speed in that number 21 truck as they make their way out of turn 4. They're quite a ways ahead of Kyle Gilbert, who's got an angry pack of dogs behind him. Here comes John Jenkins to the inside of Gilbert.
Gilbert has brushed the wall on more than one occasion, so he has lost a ton of speed. And here comes Jenkins.
Oh, Gilbert's in the wall, and he's around.
And we're under caution. That is the second.
So, that is the end of stage 2. Brandon Stokes going to get the stage win, all because of a big mistake by Kyle Gilbert, really pushing that truck too hard and hitting the outside wall.
So Stokes, Black, Jenkins, Doss, Bouchard, Coster, Arthur, Rodney, Vickery, and Paskowicz scoring the last point in the segment.
So stage 2 is underway. We are going to step away for another commercial break. We will be back for the final 100 laps here at Dover. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. There we go! They touch!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside of Hoosie's off! Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Down into turn number 1. Another slide job and crossover. The brakes are glowing on that left front as we go 3 wide for the 3rd spot. Making sure they won't pull up. Almost in intersection. Almost pushing each other into the intersection and around. It's going to be fun to keep an eye on some of the B-main bombers in this one. Got to keep an eye on it all, but this is the battle to watch right here, the battle for 3rd. By the way, a little homework. Morris was able to make it back on track.
And you enjoy the slide here at Dover International Speedway. We're about to get them going one more time. The final stage of this race is going to be underway very shortly. Brandon Stokes is the man at the point. Once again, he's led 54 laps of this event so far tonight. Very good number of laps he's led. He's led half of the race so far.
But a lot of hungry dogs behind him.
Yeah, especially John Jenkins, who's been driving to the absolute limit to try and get back to the front here. Brandon Stokes has got control of the field though as the pace car peels off. Ray Black Jr. going to try and get a better run on the restart here. As away we go, stage 3 is underway, the final 100 laps. Straight to the checker flag here as Brandon Stokes gets off to one brilliant restart there. Ray Black Jr. burning up the tyres on the restart, almost holding up Chris Bouchard as John Jenkins is already onto the back end of that number 10 machine.
Well, the thing you do need to keep in mind, too, Bouchard started shotgun on the field. He was the last truck to actually take the green flag from on track. And he's already in 4th with 100 to go. Well, less than 100 to go now. But, you know, the fact that he was able to stay out of trouble enough to put his truck into this position, you know, you've got to give the Driver of the Night award so far to Chris Bouchard.
Absolutely. We'll find out if he makes it to the end as he grazes the wall coming out of 4. Oh, we've got Kevin Paskwich getting out of shape in the background. But he saves it. Great save, but it's all going to shake up behind him. Everybody get into it. He gets into his own teammate. Paskwich is going to stay out the way here. And Jordan's right back in front of another teammate of his. That's Joe Morganti. The good save for Paskwich, but he's going to have more damage on that number 7 right now.
And he's already burned his fast repair.
Yep, there goes Morganti to the inside. And takes away the position. Next up will be Dylan Moskowitz, who's moving to the inside of Paskwich. Paskwich is not going to give that up so easily, though. Finally back. Trying to get his momentum back as Moskowitz takes away P16 from Paskwich. As Byron Rodney looks like he's off the pace as well.
He had to chase it down the track.
Again. Al Gilbert, driver on a mission. He's already back up to P14. Watch for him to be back in the top 10 at some point later in the race.
As Kleinschmidt goes side by side with Francois Pelletier.
As Byron Rodney's in the wall. And he said on the previous lap that he was chasing it down the track. I think, yeah, as Byron Rodney puts it behind the wall. So, unfortunately there for the man in the 75. Not been the happiest of people lately as Byron Rodney, but hopefully his luck will change soon. Meanwhile, back at the front, Brandon Stokes under a huge amount of pressure from Ray Black Jr. as they go towards turn 1.
That's turn 3.
Turn 3, yeah. I was about to get it wrong eventually. So side by side as they come out of turn 4. Oh, bit of a scrape on the wall there for Stokes. As to the inside goes Black Jr. Still side by side. Neither one of them want to give up any ground here. Stokes almost scrapes the wall again coming out of 2.
Stokes given plenty of room, misses it, and gets into the marbles. Has to chase it back down the track and gets a run off of 4. Black got it all wrong coming off of 4, and that gave Stokes the lead back. And here comes Jenkins.
Yep, as I was not lying. Anyway. Yeah, Jenkins up to second. That's where he wants to be. He's been dominant when he's been at the front, and he's going to try and be there again as he's going to try the inside line on Stokes. Ray Black Jr. right there. Devin Doss is there as well, and Chris Bouchard sticking with him as well. Don't discount that man in the number 28. As here comes Jenkins again to the inside of Brandon Stokes and side by side as they come out of turn 2 towards turn 3. Can Jenkins get the move done here?
Stokes is going to have to pinch him down off of 4 to maintain that lead. Gets the run, and Jenkins is trying not to be that guy right now. He's trying to drive it hard and aggressive, but not to the point where he's just going to wreck somebody willy-nilly.
Yeah, have to chase it down the track for a second there, John Jenkins. But he's got Ray Black Jr. still right behind him. He needs to be careful here. As he does it again, Devin Doss doing the same thing as well. I think it might be green flag pit stop time soon. Because it looks like the tyres are starting to drop off here, Tony.
Tires are definitely starting to drop off. Now, like I said, I did talk to some of the guys that were in the open practice earlier in the week. You can get 85 laps out of a fuel run. Your tires are gone before that point. Well before that point.
Looks like they might be gone before lap 20 at this rate. As here comes John Jenkins again to the inside. He's going to get the clear this time round as we have another new leader, or is he going to be the new leader as we go into turn 3?
And Ray Black Jr. looking to freight train Brandon Stokes while he's at it.
We'll give that lap to John Jenkins as they come across the line to complete 116. Down to lap 117, and here comes Brandon Stokes again to the inside of John Jenkins. Position swapping every corner here. Well, trying to swap every corner.
And if you're Devin Doss and Chris Bouchard, you're basically loving what you're seeing in front of you because you know those guys are just completely burning off their tires as Black has to chase it down the track again.
Yep, as Bouchard nearly runs over Devin Doss going into turn 1 as well. So
I'd like to point out that from Chris Bouchard to Tanner Coster, your 5th to your 6th spot is over 2 seconds.
Yep, there is Tanner Coster just ahead of Nate Siefke. And Siefke we've not mentioned in a while after his incident with... who did he have an incident with?
Himself.
Oh, Devin Doss turned him.
Oh, yeah.
So he's another man that's eager to get back to the front as he's very strong when he's up there. Right behind them is Mark Arthur. Now, he's fallen back to P8 after he's had his own troubles tonight. As Tyler Vickery is still holding on to the top 10 there. Not too shabby here for the number 24 driver.
And in his Truck Series debut, Francois Pelletier currently running 11th.
Yep, just ahead of Kyle Gilbert. And Dylan Moskowitz. Moskowitz actually put a move on Kyle Gilbert as I say that coming out of turn 2. side by side as they make their way towards turn 3. Gilbert's going to win that little exchange there.
And Jenkins has finally cleared Stokes and has checked out.
Yeah. And that's what he wanted to see. As soon as that battle was done, he was always going to try and check out, and he's done that right now. Brandon Stokes falling to second place. Black Jr. under a lot of pressure.
Oh, no.
Big one.
Pasky got turned on the front stretch.
And he's just hit his own teammate as well.
Chased it down the wall and then got into both the 77 and the 555.
Go back a bit further and see what started that. Kind of scraped the outside wall going into 3. Butch Fraser right behind him. And, oh yeah, got into it. He tried to avoid Butch Fraser, but Chad Weir, nowhere to go, accidentally turns his own teammate, and oh, Lonnie Barrington getting a piece of that as well.
So, the troubles continue for Pasky.
Yeah.
The question is that Cheech and Chong concert going to last until he can get it back down to pit road?
I'm going to say it's like smoking guns out there. The engines are still running, but they're just smoking it up out on track. There's a got to cockpit of Kevin Pasky there as they make their way towards turn 3. The slowest race in the world between Butch Fraser and Kevin Pasky.
I think Butch Fraser lost an engine.
No, it's still running.
Not very well.
No. Lonnie Barrington's stuck behind these guys as well. Lonnie Barrington is 6 laps down, so he shouldn't be too concerned. Needs to be careful though, because the lead pack, they're just coming down to pit road, and they might overtake them. Look at the smoke screen out on track because of those two.
No worry about mosquitoes in Dover tonight, folks.
Yeah.
As Ray Black Jr. picks up a spot coming off of pit road.
Yeah, he beats Brandon Stokes off pit road. Chris Bouchard also getting the jump on Devin Doss and moves up to P4. So, few movers and shakers here. Nate Siefka moving up to P6 as well, so he's moved up a couple of spots too. Mark Arthur is there. Tyler Vickery's still in 9th. Jordan Barry in 10th. We're just going to step away for another quick commercial break. We'll be right back with some more action. Don't go anywhere.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers.
Oh, there we go! They caught! This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside of Hookie's off! Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
We're back live here at Dover. Sorry for the black screen there for a while, but me and Tony got lost in conversation, and but we're back now. We're okay. Tony, I believe it's your turn to get us going again.
John Jenkins going to have the button. Ray Black Jr. starting to his outside. Brandon Stokes right behind him, and Chris Bouchard in his highest position all night, starting in fourth. And don't count out Nate Seifker, who has clawed his way back into the top 6. This could get interesting very quickly as the pace car is in. Jenkins has the button. They work their way coming out of turn number 4, and Jenkins holds him down.
Yeah, and there we go. We're back on the grid.
And Bouchard gets a little sideways coming off turn 4. That's going to let Brandon Stokes get to his inside. Stokes knows it's coming, though. Here comes Black Jr. on the outside of Jenkins.
Yeah, Chris Bouchard going with him as well. He's moved his way up past Brandon Stokes. He's going to try the outside pass on John Jenkins here as they come out of turn 4. Bouchard really finding some speed now in that number 28. Really going to put the moves on the 25, and he's going to get it done here. Or is he? Oh, close to the wall for Ray Black Jr. there. And he gets him. Does he get him? Yeah, Bouchard gets him, moves up to second. No. All right, he's going to set his sights on Ray Black Jr.
This is what I've been waiting to see all night. Bouchard and Ray Black Jr., probably two of the most prolific drivers of full-fendered vehicles on pavement that we've seen in a long time here on Bofa Broadcasting. Let's see what happens when these two get turned loose together.
Other than Ronnie Osmer, of course.
Ronnie Osmer is now a college student, and he's only got an open wheel race left. So,
yeah, that's true.
And Ronnie, you know I'm just busting your stones, kid.
Yeah, and let's go back to Nate Seifker. He's under pressure from Devin Doss right now. Seifker moving up to one position on the restart, getting the jump on Doss, but not able to get away from him so far. Seifker running another Ronnie Osmer tribute paint scheme. Coming out of turn.
And David Biggin caught up in that one. What happened there?
Oh, caution is out, sorry.
Oh! James McDavid just up the racetrack and into Bigger.
Yeah, and Burkhardt hit the wall just before him as well as... Oh, Kleinschmidt caught up in that as well. Kleinschmidt just loops it and gets it going again, but yeah, big trouble for Bigger and James McDavid. Bigger gets it going again, but James McDavid struggling a bit more than the others though. Don't want to go the inside of that cone because you'll get a penalty. Good man, James. Well done. But under caution again. Yeah. Under caution number 10 here at Dover. And with the amount of trucks that started here, Tony, we were always going to expect this kind of caution rate.
Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, the rules of the drinking game are this. For every caution that comes out, you have to take a shot. For every additional vehicle other than one that's involved in the accident, you have to take another shot. How many of you just died?
Probably 12 of the 16 currently watching, so, you know.
I was going to say, you got to remember, one of those cautions, we had 10 vehicles involved. And everybody going pit side this time.
Yeah, as he's going to win the race off pit road this time round. Ray Black Jr., the first man to blink. Is he going to make it out first? Yes, he is. Chris Bouchard is going to try and get out second. But Brandon Stokes is going to make it difficult for him. As Nate Seifker jumps up yet another spot here. And it looks like Sean Weaver's jumped up a spot as well.
Kyle Gilbert's gained a spot.
Oh, Sean Weaver got the lucky dog and he's getting well right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nate Seifker and Kyle Gilbert moving up to 4th and 5th respectively. The Phenomenal Evolution slowly clawing their way back up through the field here, Tony.
Well, some of them are. Yeah. And others are just pit farming and hoping to stay alive.
driver from Phenomenal Evolution out of this race. That's Mr. Byron Rodney. He is behind the wall. He put it behind the wall quite a number of laps ago now.
Had a throughput.
Yeah. Oh, so he didn't Alt F4 then?
No. It actually said that he had a throughput. Received throughput fell to unacceptable levels.
Wow. So of the drivers left are from Phenomenal Evolution, Nate Siefke is the lead driver in that little in the team. Kyle Gilbert is there too. And then you go all the way back to P13, where you'll find Joe Morganti still there, just ahead of John Jenkins, who's fallen way back to P14. So John Jenkins had a little bit of a problem on a caught speeding in. Another driver that is Kevin Pasky, which is still running amazingly. But it's 4 laps down.
Farming the daylights out of that truck.
Oh yeah. And he's the last one from Phenomenal Evolution that's still running, because Chad Witt is on pit road, but he's 12 laps down now, so I'm guessing his truck is done for the night. But anyway, right to the front, Ray Black Jr. is the man at the point, and he's going to have Chris Bouchard right alongside him when they go to green. Brandon Stokes and Nate Siefke and Kyle Gilbert will round out your top 5. These 5 make it 6 if you include Mark Arthur. Been strong all night long, Tony. Making the way through the turns.
Definitely have to thank your brother, by the way.
Why?
Just for adminning the YouTube chat.
Oh yeah, you.
Good on you, my friend. Good on you.
Yeah, going to give a shout out to Scorpius9472. If you're interested in watching some retro gaming week in, week out, then go and check him out. He was playing a bit of classic Command & Conquer tonight, so...
good game.
Yeah. Command & Conquer Red Alert he was playing. Anyway, pace car's off. I'll go, Tony. Yeah, I'll let you get him going.
Well, Ray Black Jr. going to have control of the button. Chris Bouchard, always good on the restart. Going to see what he can do this time. Rolls into it and stays side by side with Black. Ray Black Jr. just barely able to get to the start-finish line first. Bouchard timing that restart perfect as they bang fenders going through the middle of 1 and 2. And here comes Stokes.
Yeah, Brandon Stokes moving up to second place now, as he tried to anyway. Big restart there for Chris Bouchard, but unable to make the move stick, as now he's had to back off after banging wheels with Ray Black Jr. Brandon Stokes really cutting his nose off there as they go into turn 1.
Well, both of them had to chase it down the track and get out of the gas, but Stokes was able to get it collected back up a little bit quicker. And don't look behind you guys, because here comes Siefke and here comes Gilbert.
Yeah, the boys from Phenomenal Evolution really moving forward now. As Mark Arthur's still there as well, don't count him out. Tyler Costa really nearly hits the wall as well. And Dylan Moskowitz up into the top 10 as well. Having a great run, and debutant Mr. Francois Pelletier has made it into the top 10 finally, Tony.
Never count Frenchie out until this thing's completely over with, as we've seen him, just battle through some hellacious races and somehow manage to, scrape by.
Yeah, he's just ahead of Joe Morganti. Joe Morganti himself is just ahead of Tyler Vickery's under pressure from Jeffrey Meyer. We've not seen much from Jeffrey Meyer since he had that spin to bring out the second caution, I believe, tonight.
Yes. Correct.
So, not heard much from him tonight, but he's slowly making his way back through the field. We still have 23 of the 31 that started. Ronnie Antonucci is in pit road, not sure what's going on with him. He is 4 laps down, however. Back at the front, Ray Black Jr. is still holding on to that lead. Ahead of Brandon Stokes, ahead of Chris Bouchard, and Nate Siefke's dropped off the pace a bit. He's about a second back from... He was a second back from Chris Bouchard. He managed to gain a ton of time there, but Mark Arthur really falling back off the top 4 now.
Yeah, Arthur is really starting to struggle. But Seifker, it looked like he had to chase it down the banking coming off of 4. Got it collected back up, and he's starting to hold court right now. But the top 3, Black Jr., Stokes, and Bouchard, are just walking this field right now.
Yeah, they're not really battling right now, which is good for them if they want to stay as the top 3 come the checkered flag. So Brandon Stokes looks like he's got other ideas. He did try and take a look on the inside of Black Jr. as they went into turn 3, but not really going to make anything of it.
I don't think he was looking to make the pass. I think he was just trying to get the nose into some clean air. Because as we've seen time...
Sorry.
Ah, crap.
Big wreck on the front stretch. There's Tyler Vickery and Jeffrey Meyer involved. And, yeah, I did mention Jeffrey Meyer about, 30 seconds ago?
Your fault.
Yep. Actually, it was Jeffrey Meyer's fault. He came right up the track and into Tyler Vickery.
Hip check.
Yep.
Keepers.
As, yeah, he tried to dive it in on Tyler Vickery. And, wow, no, that was, that, actually, I take that back. That might have been netcode between the 2.
No, there was a hip check there.
Okay. Meyer and Vickery involved in caution number 11 here.
And it looks like Johnny Antonucci may have put it behind the wall for the evening. So that leaves us 22 trucks still running.
Tyler Vickery driver back down. And he's not used a fast repair so far tonight as Mr. Vickery, so I'm guessing he's going to have to use one at this point in time.
Safe bet.
Yeah. There's the all down pit road again.
Not a big shocker there.
There's Evan Paskowicz and Lonnie Barrington both staying out.
They're a lap down, that's why. Pits were not open for them.
As Ray Black Jr., the first man to blink out of pit road, he's going to have Chris Bouchard following right behind him. Brandon Stokes is going to try and get ahead of Bouchard, and he does. Leafman's going to come out 4th, and it looks like Gilbert beat Arthur out of pit road to get 5th place back. So
He did.
good pit stop for Gilbert to get his position back off his usual Major League Esports running mate.
And John Jenkins back in 13th.
Still suffering from that EOL he got on the last caution.
Yeah.
He's got Sean Weaver right behind him, Matt Kleinschmidt. Everyone from John Jenkins back has been in the wars tonight. Actually, no, everybody's been in. I'll take that back. Literally everybody on track has been in, had their fenders crumpled at least once tonight.
Some by no fault of their own.
Yeah. So the car's behind the wall. Let's just give you an update on that one. The driver's no longer running tonight. Johnny Antonucci, Butch Frazier is out of this event. Same for Chad Witt. Byron Rodney is out. Kenneth Robbins is out. Michael Whitaker, a big shock there. He is out. Michael Waite out. Rick Baker retiring early due to technical problems. And Thomas Wagner, problems from the get-go. He was the first man to retire tonight, so...
Well, there was a cursed paint scheme from the get-go, so yeah, try to choose something different for next week, but...
Yeah, maybe nothing to do with Home Depot.
Yeah, that's just a cursed paint scheme, period, you know. But, a lot of big action up in front. You got some heavy hitters up there.
Absolutely. Ray Black Jr. is the man at the point. Brandon Stokes there, Chris Bouchard, Nate Siefka, and Kyle Gilbert is your top 5, with Mark Arthur just sitting there and watching all the action in front of him. I'm wondering how long it'll be before Mark Arthur starts to make the move, because he's not exactly slow in that truck.
Well, we're closing in on 50 to go. And, you know, Mark Arthur, he's been trying to figure out what he needs to do most of the night. It's getting near time where he's going to start to go.
Yep.
As the lights are out on the pace car, Sam, go ahead and bring us back to green.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace car, and we're side by side again. The question is, what can Chris Bouchard do here? Got one hell of a restart on the last time round, and they'll be looking for another restart here. But he's got the preferred inside line here, and he might actually get the job done a lot easier. Question is he going to clear Brandon Stokes and Ray Black Jr. when we come to green again? And we will come to green now, as the pace car just peels off right there. You saw it on the top of your screen. And we're waiting for Ray Black Jr. to hit that loud pedal one more time as they come out of turn 4, and away we go. We're under green flag conditions again, and it looks like Brandon Stokes burnt the tyres up there, as here comes Chris Bouchard to the inside as he goes to turn 1, and Nate Seifert trying to follow him as well.
Seifert just wasn't close enough and didn't have enough momentum to try to make that pass stick, as Bouchard gets the clear and now has to deal with Stokes all over his tailgate.
Yeah, the question is, can he get up to the back of Ray Black Jr.? The only person that's actually been able to check out in this race when he's at the front is John Jenkins, and let's go back to John Jenkins there. He is mired in traffic right now, right behind Devin Doss, just ahead of Joe Morganti, Matt Kleinschmidt and Sean Weaver there as well. So John Jenkins not having it all his own way here tonight, as just ahead of Devin Doss, we've got a blinking Jordan Barry. And Jordan, I really wish you would have kept that paint scheme you were wearing last week. That was a beautiful paint scheme.
Yeah, that was sharp. That was definitely sharp. As Gilbert and Arthur go side by side.
Yeah, Arthur getting the position away from Gilbert, as Gilbert gets sideways, coming out of 4 again. Pasky's moving to the inside of Tanner Costa as he goes through turns 1 and 2. So, problems there for Gilbert. He seems to like overdrive the corner. It just like makes him go sideways, and that seems to be his downfall here tonight. He's lost the position to Mark Arthur and he's dropped out of the top 5. Arthur though, question is, can he close in on Nate Seifert? Seifert himself just stalking the top 3 right now.
He knows there's plenty of racing left to do, and he knows that we haven't gotten to the money stop yet. So, going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, as they are really starting to gap Mark Arthur right now.
50 laps to go as Brandon Stokes gets a piece of the wall. Big piece of the wall, as that's going to give him some severe damage, and that's going to let Nate Seifert in now. Question is, can Seifert get around him? Catching is one thing, passing is completely another. So Brandon Stokes getting his momentum back, but only just gets a bit sideways coming out of turn 4. And Seifert can smell blood in the water right now, Tony.
You know he can, because he's seen that happen time and time again in front of him. And you know that these trucks are very aero dependent, even on the 1 mile here at Dover. So just a little bit of a tweak that you see on the right front fender of the 21 is going to be enough, as Bouchard looking to the inside of Black as they haul off into turn number 1.
Yeah, and how special would this win be for Chris Bouchard if he can get the win with less than 50 laps to go here? So it's on like Donkey Kong at this point for some people. And Chris Bouchard has finally made his move. He is finally going to lead his first lap here at Dover. And going from the very back to the very front, that is one hell of a race that Chris Bouchard has had here tonight.
From the outhouse to the penthouse.
Yep. I didn't want to steal that catchphrase off you. I stole enough off you.
Fine, man. Stole it from someone else, and I forget who. I think I got it from Maverick.
Oh, we need it back in iRacing. We really do.
Yeah, I know, right?
Even if it's just to join us in the booth, man.
I was gonna say there's our perfect broadcast team right there. But Bouchard showing the way right now. Ray Black Jr. falling back into the clutches of Brandon Stokes. Stokes finally gets the Wickern back up in the 21.
Yeah, as it looks like they're starting to pull away from Nate Siefka now. Siefka just starting to fall back slightly from the 21. And Mark Arthur, he's just having a nice Monday night drive here. He's all on his own right now, just a second back from Nate Siefka. Nearly 3 seconds ahead of Dylan Moskowitz. He's having one hell of a battle with Kyle Gilbert right now.
And here comes Jenkins, too.
Yeah, Jenkins on the move. He's already got around Tanner Costa now. He's going to try and get around Gilbert and Moskowitz. He's going to try and do it at the same time. I mean, you can go 3 wide here, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, you can go 3 wide at a lot of tracks. It doesn't mean that it's going to end anything but poorly.
Unless you're someone like Pocono, where the front stretch is like ridiculously wide as Jenkins almost gets it sideways into turn 1, but turn 3, sorry, but makes it work. Gets around Moskowitz, gets sideways again. That helps him again to get up to the side of Kyle Gilbert. John Jenkins is a man on the edge right now. He's just driving so dangerously, but it's definitely paying off for him.
He's driving that right on the ragged edge, and the old saying goes, loose is fast and on the edge out of control. And he is very much so on the edge of out of control right now.
Yeah. As we are now on lap 160 of 200 here. Very fast.
And the question is, when are we going to see the money stop?
I'm going to say within the next 10 laps, possibly.
Fuel mileage-wise, they can make it.
Higher mileage-wise.
Not even close.
Yeah, as you see, Chris Bouchard move to the inside of Lonnie Barrington. Nice little train of trucks there. As he moves to the inside of Vickery, he gets a 2 there, puts another lap on Kevin Pasky, and a lap on Tyler Vickery, who goes a lap down now.
And now he's got a little bit of a cushion between he and Ray Black Jr. And around goes Vickery.
Wow. What happened there? Caution number 12 is out now. Take a look at that.
Ray Black Jr. turned him.
Oh. Take a look at that. Yeah, Ray Black Jr. really did turn him there. As Black Jr. went around himself. Saved it though. And that's going to be something that Pasky's hierarchy might want to have a look at there, because that looked a bit naughty from Mr. Black Jr. Anyway, we're back under caution again. Lap 163 of 200. We're less than 40 to go now. 48 to go to be precise. 38 to go, sorry.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I just watched that again from a chase cam, and I don't know.
Definitely something that's got to be looked at.
Yeah.
Anyway, our top 10 as they make their way into pit road. Chris Bouchard is your leader. Nate Siefka promoted up to second after that incident, so really benefiting from his former teammate being spun out. Bring down pit road, it's going to shake up the standings, so I'm not going to go for the standings yet, but what we are going to do is we're going to step away for another commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. Oh, there we go! They touched!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Frankie! Down to the inside of Hookie's off! Passenger throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'm never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
And we're back live here. Both broadcasted, bringing you the Pasky's Cardiac Truck Series, the Rosmer 200 at Dover. Paying homage to a driver that is stepping away from iRacing for a short while due to college commitments. And it's been an interesting one here tonight so far, Tony, as they're making their way with one to go.
And Chris Bouchard taking the outside line. He's got Brandon Stokes to his inside. Mark Arthur making a big move on pit road, getting up into the number 4 spot. Ray Black Jr. going to restart in 3rd. So a lot of the usual suspects up towards the front, and look who is sitting in 5th right now. John Jenkins is back within striking distance.
One of the biggest loser out of all those pit stops over the next season.
Been caught speeding once when I was trying to win it. So Bouchard's got control of the button as they work their way out of turn number 4. He
wastes no time in getting them going, and he's stretched out a really big lead over Brandon Stokes as they go into turn 1. Can't help but think that they will catch up to the back of him very quickly, but we've seen Chris Bouchard do this before, and we've seen him walk away from the field, and yeah, it looks like he's starting to do that already as they go into turn 3. Brandon Stokes, though, going to find himself under a bit of pressure from Mr. Ray Black Jr. as they go through turns 3 and 4, with Mark Arthur right behind them now, really putting his foot down at this stage of the race.
And Kyle Gilbert has gotten the clear off of John Jenkins, holding Jenkins back into 6th.
Yeah. So, and Kyle Gilbert's just as fast as John Jenkins around here. So that's not what John Jenkins wanted to see, as we're under caution again.
Crap.
It's penalty.
Nate Seifker.
Oh no.
Frenchie got involved. Whoa! 9.8, 9.9, 6.2 from the Romanian judge. You didn't land it squarely, Frenchie.
So,
looks like Frenchie got into it with the
David.
90. James McDavid in the 92, and unfortunately Seifker nowhere to go as they both came down the track into him.
Hey, look, we've got a barbecue on pit road. Hey, Seifker, smoke coming out of his cockpit. That's not a good sign.
I'd like some brisket, please.
We love you really, Nate. As they're bringing it down pit road once again. Lap 169 about to take over to lap 170. As we're doing it all over again. More pit stops happening as we're seeing Frenchie has finally burned this fast repair. He does this so many times. Waits until he gets wrecked out big time, and then he finally uses his fast repair. Frenchie's actually able to stay on the lead lap as well, so that's better.
Bouchard has to take evasive actions coming down pit road. That's going to let Mark Arthur get out in front of him, and Kyle Gilbert.
Wow, so the Major League boys know how to get it done on pit road, most definitely, and they've proven that here tonight. Mark Arthur is going to be your leader once this all shakes out. Kyle Gilbert going to be on the front row. This is going to be a completely different front row when we go back to green again, Tony.
business is just about to pick up as we're going to be going green inside 30 to go.
Yeah. The David Bigger on the apron there in the Southwest number 57. Could have picked a better airline. Alright.
Like Ryanair?
Yeah, shut up.
For those of you who aren't from the Eastern European Union, you probably have no idea what Ryanair is. Think of it as Southwest if Southwest sucked even more than it already does.
And it's Irish.
No, that has nothing to do with it. It's just, it's... I looked at the prices. The bag fees are double what they are on Southwest. If you want to choose your own seat, it's like $40 to choose your seat.
Yep.
And the bag fee is like $50 for 20 kilos.
Yep, and I'm going to England next month, and guess who I booked my flight with?
Ryanair.
Yeah.
Next time, take the train.
There's no train. There's a big block of sea between Ireland and the UK, so it's going to be a ferry.
Oh, that's right. You guys don't have a tunnel like they do going into France.
No. Although there are talks about it, but with Brexit going on, I don't think those talks are going to be happening.
Yeah, true story. Anyways,
let's not go into that.
Mark Arthur had some magic happen Saturday night.
I just want to point out, Tony, that Mark Arthur and Carl Gilbert both took 2 tyres.
Yes, they did. I just realized that on my. I just looked at the pit stop times myself. This is going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. As the lights go out on the pace car, and Arthur taking the outside line.
Taking only 2 tyres and picking the outside line, I can't help but feel slightly worried for Mr. Arthur at this point.
I feel sorry for Brandon Stokes because right now he's in a Mark Arthur, John Jenkins sandwich.
Yep. With a Chris Bouchard as the entree.
No, he's just the ice cold beer sitting there on the table.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Yeah.
Into the 3-4
we're going to hell for that one.
Yeah. As they make their way through the 3 and 4 complex, we're waiting for the pace car to make that hard left turn again as we're going to get them going with just under 30 laps remaining here at Dover. It's been a long race, but we're going to come to see its conclusion very soon, provided there's not another caution here tonight. Mark Arthur holding the field down as they go through turn 4. Finally hits the loud pedal and away we go. Under green conditions once again. They're getting stacked up behind him. Carl Gilbert not able to hang with him as he's already under pressure from Brandon Stokes here.
Stokes slotting in behind him, and here comes Bouchard as Bouchard just immediately jumped up, trying to get into the rubber that's built up on the track coming off the 4 going into 1. As Bouchard to the inside of Stokes for 3rd. And don't count out Ray Black Jr. as well.
Yeah, as caution's out again.
Crap.
And that's Jordan Barry. Looks like James McDavid is in it as well. Lonnie Barrington's in it, definitely. Let's go back and see what happened to Jordan Barry here. Got it all wrong going through turns
Looks like
3 and 4.
Joe Morganti may have gotten a piece of it.
Back and see. Camera's going to be a problem. Yeah, gets up into the side of Jordan Barry, unsettles the truck, and hard into the wall goes Jordan Barry. Lonnie Barrington, nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was a hard hit, drivers for. Thank God this is a simulator.
Joe Morganti getting into Jordan Barry. Luckily, Morganti, no damage on his truck, but Jordan Barry, it looks like his night is over again.
Safe bet, because he burned his fast repair earlier.
It's definitely the end of Lonnie Barrington's night because he definitely he's been driving a damaged truck for the past 50 to 70 laps.
Something like that, yeah.
Vickery.
But on the bright side, David Bigger's now back on the lead lap.
How many laps was he down at one?
4.
Yeah. Kevin Pasky still 4 laps down. If there's any more cautions, then he might be back on the lead lap at this rate.
Yeah, let's hope we don't have enough cautions to get KP back on the lead lap. No offense, KP.
And if you're playing the at-home drinking game, if you've
not died of alcohol poisoning,
you win.
Good grief! What caution are we on, Sam?
14.
Oh Christ!
So of the people left watching this live stream, did my high power presenters? 17 people watching. Of those, 15 are now dead.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
Safe bet.
Well, my brother's probably asleep by now, so he's the 16th one. The 17th one's just hanging on for dear life.
Oh, we just gained a watcher, so hello, whomever you are, and welcome to.
Welcome to the online drinking game.
Yes. Criminally.
That's my drink of choice tonight. It's Coca-Cola.
I'm drinking a sugar-free Monster. What is this?
Is it the white can one?
Oh, Ultra Sunrise, the orange one.
Oh, the orange one. I still have a can of Monster left over from that I haven't drunk yet. I was going to save it for Le Mans, but we know how that one went.
Yeah. They just brought in another driver tonight, and unfortunately, the drivers had no seat time.
Who was the driver they brought in?
Without looking, I couldn't tell you. But unfortunately, I'm concerned about how that's going to end with that.
Well, from what I could gather before I left the team, is that Team Actelion had already pulled out due to lack of seat time. So no Sage Karam in the lineup this time round.
Yeah, and Ronnie Rosmer also sitting out because of college. So there goes Team Ride to Give.
Oh, Nate Seifke's in charge of that team now, so.
Okay. So.
But anyway, we are about to go back to green again. It looks like they're starting to line up 2 by 2. Can we get a long green flag run going? And can we see the checkered flag under green?
Place your bets.
Apparently Hoot Baker's been out in the neighbourhood kicking dogs.
Doing what?
Been out in the neighbourhood kicking dogs.
Why?
He must have run out of tacos or something, I don't know. And Mr. James McDavid, aka Papa Smurf Hero, he says, the way I was driving tonight, I think I was playing the drinking game.
Fair enough.
Tony, it's your turn to get us going again.
I desperately want to play the drinking game, but anyways, field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Mark Arthur gonna have control of this field when we go back to green. Starting from the outside line, Kyle Gilbert right there with him. Pace car makes the hard left turn. Arthur holds him down. Coming off of turn number 4, rolls into it, gets a decent jump from Ray Black Jr. Gilbert staying with him, and Arthur only took... No, okay, yeah, Arthur only took 2 on his last pit stop, and same thing for Gilbert.
Gilbert about to be swallowed up by Ray Black Jr. They get into it, coming out of turn 2! Again, no love lost between these two!
Oh, no!
Oh, they both save it, but that is retaliation.
They were trying to wreck.
Yeah, there's that retaliation I was talking about, Tony. As everybody's clinging on for dear life behind them. Big scramble. As Ray Black Jr. now under pressure from Tanner Costa as they come out of turn 2. And I can't help but think that Ray Black Jr.'s got some big damage on the side of that number 10 truck.
Yeah, the whole left side's caved in.
Nice.
And now the whole right side of Gilbert's truck is caved in.
As we're still seeing people scrambling for dear life here. As Jeffrey Meyer now gets around Ray Black Jr. That number 10 truck slowly falling backwards, but he's got some backup in the form of Francois Pelletier. Two trucks back. Pelletier himself is in P9 chasing down Mr. Devon Doss. As Ray Black Jr. got into the wall again. There goes Doss.
Doss to the inside.
Yeah. Good defense though. Costa now going to move to the inside of Kyle Gilbert now as it goes through turns 3 and 4. And he gets him. Oh, Gilbert going to hit the wall big time. Ray Black Jr.'s just run him over. Oh.
And Matt Burkhardt getting it all wrong coming off of turn number 4.
This needs to stop. Yeah. This needs to stop between Ray Black Jr. and Kyle Gilbert. And they're still going at it.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
While we are under caution, let's go back and have a look at that. Ray Black Jr. hitting Kyle Gilbert there. More retaliation between the two. And I can't help but think that these guys will be going to the big purple truck once this is all said and done. We're under caution number 15 here. Mark Arthur is your leader. Question is, are they going to bring it down pit road this time round? You guys in the live chat are cracking me up tonight, I swear. But anyway, we're bringing it down pit road once again as Dylan Moskowitz actually staying out, so he's going to get another lap led here. Mark Arthur going to lead him down to pit road. Into his pit stall there. There goes Brandon Stokes. Kyle Gilbert getting into his pit stall. Who's going to win the race off pit road, though? That's the question. As Mark Arthur took 4, Kyle Gilbert took 2. And it looks like
So, I just talked to the boys in the race control booth. Yep. They're already compiling a list of who they're going to be calling to the big purple truck after the race.
Yeah. And that man, Mr. Kyle Gilbert, unfortunately might be one of those drivers, even though he did gain the lead, well, the effective lead from the pit stops by taking only 2 tyres. He's going to bring it back down again. Possibly to pit farm the car, the truck, sorry. Not sure. Brandon Stokes beating Mark Arthur off pit road, though, as the lap cars are going to fall backwards, and Dylan Moskowitz looks like he's going to be leading him back to the green here, Tony.
Stayed out.
Yep, he did. 11 laps on those tyres as well.
What could possibly go wrong?
Said it before and I'll say it again. Anything and everything. We have...
So, place your bets, because we may or may not have just seen the money stop.
Where the cautions are going? Possibly. Oh dear. The live chat is Anyway, we're just
What the hell did I just come back to?
Well, you know, Hoot Baker was saying that he was out in the neighbourhood kicking dogs. Then Scorpio said, did the dogs shit on your porch? If so, I understand why you did it. Hoot comes back with no.
Oh no, I can read it. I can read it. I'm just wondering what the hell I missed to trigger all that. Anyways.
My brother was just inquisitive as to trying to find out what exactly happened.
Yeah, don't poke the bear, please. Alright, so Dylan Moskowitz, 12 laps on his tires, going to have control of the field when we go back to green. Brandon Stokes, 4 Dr. Feelgoods on that truck. Mark Arthur, 4 Dr. Feelgoods on that truck. Frenchie, 4 Dr. Feelgoods on the Monster Energy 19. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, Dylan Moskowitz needs to have the restart of his life because those old tyres are not going to hold up very well on the restart. So he needs to try and get away as quickly as possible. Mark Arthur, getting back there in third, he needs to try and get a good restart as well if he wants to get back out in front. He's not going to have it easy though. He's got John Jenkins starting right behind him. And Tanner Costa, don't count him out either. He's a fast starter. He's already had a win this season. So as the pace car peels off, let's see what Dylan Moskowitz can do here. As they make their way through turns 3 and 4, coming out of turn 4 now, and away we go! 14 laps to go here, it's going to be 13 laps to go at the line. Dylan Moskowitz actually gets that restart that he wanted, but Brandon Stokes went with him at the same time, Tony.
Well, Stokes had the fresher tires, was able to get a little more traction, was able to get on the trigger a little bit harder, and they're side by side into 3, and Stokes has the clear, and here comes Arthur.
Yep, Mark Arthur almost immediately moving up to second place here. Now we can chase down Brandon Stokes now as the laps are ticking down here. Everybody's still fighting behind them. And everybody knows that this race is coming to an end, but because... Oh, it's just been like it the whole race, but... Anyway, Mark Arthur chasing down Brandon Stokes. John Jenkins is now up to third place, Tony. And he'll be looking to get his way back up to the front again.
Well, Jenkins with a head of steam. This could bode poorly for everybody in front of him.
Yeah. Frenchie actually took 2 tyres on that last pit stop, so he's unfortunately seeing the results of it, and he's still in P4, so not too bad for the 19. Just ahead of Tanner Costa.
Dylan Moskowitz dropping like a stone right now.
Yeah. There goes Chris. I'm not sure what happened to Chris Bouchard. Bouchard was right up there at one point, but fell to the back of the field. I wonder if he had a penalty.
Opt for speeding out.
Oh, as Meyer goes into the wall! Got another one in trouble, and caution number 16 is out here tonight. Jeffrey Meyer.
Caught the apron in the middle of 2.
Yeah. Do that again. Trying to get around Dylan Moskowitz. And around she went, coming out of turn 2. I wonder.
Now, here's the thing, Sam. I just took a look at the lap count. We're gonna get a green-white checker.
Are we? If there was 7 laps to go, I'd understand, but 9 laps to go, you might have a green-white checker. Green-white checker.
We've got a chance to finish this under green. Let's put it that way, folks.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Nice.
Oh, relieving.
That too.
Might actually put a shine on what has been a caution-filled race tonight.
Yeah.
Go with that thought. Anyway, caution number 16 is out. Brandon Stokes is your leader. Mark Arthur is second. John Jenkins sits in third. Tanner Costa fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is Francois Pelletier. Good run for him. Matt Kleinschmidt sits in 6th. 7th is Joe Morganti. 8th is Devin Doss. 9th is Kyle Gilbert. And rounding out your top 10 is Matt Burkhart.
Burkhart stayed out. Doss went down pit road.
So Doss thinking there might be something in the end of this race here. So outside your top 10, you've got Dylan Moskowitz in 11th, finally taking the pit side. Paul Weaver in 12th. Chris Bouchard coming out of pit road is in 13th. 14th is David Bigger. 15th is Jeffrey Meyer. He was the man that brought out this caution. Kevin Paskwich sitting in 16th. He's only 2 laps down now, Tony. What did I say? What did I say about the cautions helping him to get back on the lead lap?
Yeah.
Ray Black Jr. is in 17th, but he's behind the wall. Tyler Vickery is in 18th. And James McDavid is your last driver running. No, he's not.
No, he's not. Butch Frazier is back out on track, and Chad Witt is back out on track.
But the damage fixed, and they're back up and running again. They're thinking that the cautions, if they keep coming the way they are, they might actually gain some decent position out of it. And with Jordan Barry, Nate Seifman, and Ray Black behind the wall, the chances of getting up into the top 20 before this is over is
Slim and none, and Slim's already got a coat on.
Yeah.
Because between Butch Frazier and Lonnie Barrington, there's 22 laps. So you're just, it's just a pride thing right now saying, hey, I finished these laps.
Yeah. So 7 laps to go here. We're looking for the lights to go off on the pace card this time by... So we will have a 5-lap shootout here at Dover. Not the green-white checker that we've initially thought, but 5-lap shootout is good enough, right?
Well, provided nobody steps on their own junk when we go back to green.
Well, either way, the next flag will end it.
Yeah.
So Brandon Stokes still your leader. Mark Arthur in second. What can Mark Arthur do here to get his first race win in the Pasky series? He's been right.
If Stokes takes the inside line, all Arthur's got to do is time the start perfect and be side by side when they get to turn 1. And he can keep it wound up on that high side, not worry about pinching it down. Yep, there it goes. Not a chance.
Watch for John Jenkins is sitting at P4. Seems to have been struggling in the latter part of this race though, so I wonder if the speed has all gone in that truck despite everything it's been through. Hannah Costa will be on his outside. John Jenkins actually in third, not fourth.
Snowball's chance in Brazil. The lights are out on the pace car. Stokes, Arthur, Coster, Jenkins, Klagspit, Pelletier, Gilbert, Morganti, Goss, and Burkhart, your top 10. As we are getting ready for what will be the final restart. Once that green flag comes out, the next flag ends it. Whether it's the white and the checker or whether it's the caution. Once that green flies, next flag ends it, and that's it.
Yeah, Brandon Stokes not wasted any time, and we're under green again. Did not waste any time whatsoever. They're getting really stacked up behind them. Dylan Moskowitz getting off to a horrible start there. And stacking up the guys behind him. Chris Bouchard got stacked up in that as well. Let's focus in on our leaders here. Chris Bouchard going to give Kyle Gilbert a push here before we go to the leaders. Brandon Stokes here. Brandon Stokes under pressure from Mark Arthur here. We have 5 laps to go. About to be 4 laps to go here as they come out of turn 4, Tony.
Stokes shows the way. Arthur sitting in second. Under pressure right now from Jenkins. Jenkins bombs it into 1, coming out of 2. Arthur's got the position. Stokes has the momentum. Side by side into turn number 3, Sam.
Yeah, John Jenkins going to drop to the bottom here as they go through 3 and 4. Can Mark Arthur hold on though? He's been strong for this latter part of the race, but John Jenkins has been even stronger throughout the whole race, and he moves to the inside and takes away second place now. The question is...
And here comes Coster.
Yeah, Tanner Costa going to move his way up to try and get past Mark Arthur now. Can John Jenkins close in on Brandon Stokes and take away that win from the 21? It's going to be very difficult here as we are coming to 2 laps to go here. Popsicle sticks are out.
And Myers smoking heavily coming off of 4. Hopefully we stay green as Jenkins bombs it to the inside. Makes up a full 10th on Stokes as they come out of turn number 2. Jenkins with the momentum. Stokes throws the block as they go into 3. Jenkins heads to check up.
Coming out of turn 4 now as Jenkins trying everything he can to get around Brandon Stokes. The white flag is out this time by. So whatever happens, they're going to finish on the green here as Jenkins trying everything he can to get up to the back of Brandon Stokes as they come out of turn 2. He's going to try the inside line here as they go into 3. Not going to make it work. Into 4 now. Going to try the outside line. It's going to be too late. Brandon Stokes is going to come out of turn 4. Brandon Stokes is going to win this thing, and look at the battle behind him. Tanner Costa is going to take third place away from Mark Arthur.
What a finish.
Mark Arthur, oh, actually, John Jenkins got turned at the end there. Take another look at that finish there. John Jenkins getting it all wrong coming out of turn 4. Manages to cross the line, but spins it around in the process. Tanner Costa, though, let's go back look at his battle with Mark Arthur. Gets up alongside him going into turn 3. Bit of bumping and banging there between the 97 and the 12. But Tanner Costa really lunging late, but making it work. Arthur hitting the wall, and Tanner Costa stealing that third place on the podium from Mark Arthur here.
Well, you knew that, you had to go for it, and they didn't really touch. Tanner Costa ran him up the track, and just Arthur ran out of room. It didn't look like there was any contact. I was looking from a chase cam, and they never actually touched. It's just, Mark Arthur was trying to keep it clean and just ran out of track.
Yeah, as that is your winner right there, Mr. Brandon Stokes. We'll get with him in just a second. We're going to step away for a quick breather so we can get back into our rhythm of things. We'll be right back with some interviews. Do not go away. You'll want to be interested to see.
So what are you afraid of? Those feelings are made up. For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
4 more kilometers. Oh, there we go! They touch!
This time, like the last time, I'm moving so fast, I'm ready to ride.
Wonky! Down to the inside of Hoosie's off! Rosmer throws the block, and he will keep him behind him.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Lower the lights down. Hand over my crown. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop. Turning the track up. I'll never go back down. Hand over my heart. I do this for my town. I do this for my crowd. So turn me up real loud. My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Oh!
As we're back here at Dover, Tony's just reacted to Tyler Vickery absolutely destroying Brandon Stokes' truck. But with Tony Trapasso right now is the race winner, Mr. Stokes. Tony, take it away.
Brandon, welcome to Phenomenal Evolution. Congratulations on the win. Talk us through your thoughts going into that final restart.
Well, I knew John had been fast all night. I saw that he was P3, so I chose the outside to let Mark kind of bide my time there. So he had to race him. If he would have started behind me, he probably would have passed me. It was probably about 1 to go. So it was pretty intense there. I had to take his line away that last lap, and I'm just thankful that he didn't wreck me and all that good stuff. So. Shout out to John, man. You had the truck to beat tonight, bud.
Well, he had one of the fastest trucks on the track, but you had probably one of the most consistent trucks on the track. Led the vast majority of this event tonight, as well as, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, one segment. One?
You won both of them.
Won both of them, okay. So, swept the segments tonight. Going into the event, did you think you had it in the truck? Was the team there with you tonight all night?
Man, to be honest, I figured it out with like 5 minutes left to go in practice. I was running I can't remember what we were running, but I was running 60s in my qualifying laps that I was running in practice. And that last lap, I made some adjustments to my steering and my actual line. And I ran that 20 in qualifying to put me outside on the pole. And then from then on, I just, made some adjustments inside the car during the race and stuff. And it allowed me to, do what I did and make those right moves and stuff like that. But Coming into the race tonight, with it being Dover, Dover's probably my worst track other than Indianapolis, and I am just super stoked. This is probably the best race all around racing wise that I've been a part of in my whole entire iRacing career. So it was an awesome night, man.
Well, it was definitely fun to watch you, work your way through the traffic, and the pit stops kind of shook things up a little bit. Not sure if you saw some of the shenanigans that were going on behind you when you got into the lead there, but it was definitely interesting to watch from up here.
Yeah, I wasn't really. The only time I'd ever look at my mirrors, unless I saw where they were 5/10 away from me, I'd just kind of check and see what line they were running, and just watching my relative to see how they were closing in, so I could adjust if I had to. But besides John and Ray and Chris there towards the end, everybody, once the tires started falling off, it was like I had such a good rhythm there that I would be able to pull away, but. That second stage, the beginning of the final stage was really intense, man. Like I said, it's been a fun race, man.
Well, we'll let you get back to it. Anybody you want to thank tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, man. I'd like to thank y'all, man. Y'all do a wonderful job in the booth. I can't wait to watch the replay. I hope all your viewers enjoy this race. We come out every week to try to put on a show for you guys. I'd also like to thank my girlfriend, my mom and my dad, my brother and sister. I'd like to thank Overtake Motorsports, Logan Boyette Racing, and all the sponsors on the truck, man. And I appreciate everything y'all do.
All right. Well, congratulations again, Brandon. We'll let you get back up to celebrate there.
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good night.
That was our winner for tonight, Brandon Stokes, and joining me in the booth actually, is our second place finisher, Mr. John Jenkins. John, the second place finish here, you really had, it looks like you had Brandon's number there, but it was kind of a bit too late there in the end.
Yeah, it was just, I wasn't real good on the short run anyway. I screwed myself the whole race. I had like 3 or 4 speeding penalties, so just kind of had to pick my way through the field. But congrats to Brandon. He's a top-notch guy. I like racing with him. He's very clean. He did the right things. I did whatever I could not to get into him, and I tried to set him up there at the end, and I got in the throttle and spun out. But congrats to him, and I had a really good race with Ray and Chris, and I think Tanner was up there at the end. I think he was hard charger. Yeah, but all in all, it was a good race.
Absolutely. And you did mention there you had a very up and down race there tonight. Just describe what it was like driving in the mid pack there, because you were there a few times tonight after all the penalties. You looked very aggressive out there tonight. Is that the case there?
Whenever I was back here in the traffic, there's a lot of give and take. It's just once the tires fall off, it just gets very loose. And if you're anywhere near somebody, I don't know if it's just pressure or something, some getting into the gas too early and they loop it, or in my case, I was just really patient. I was better on like the middle of the long run.
Yeah, I could see like in the last couple of laps there, the dying 5 laps, you were really putting Brandon Stokes under pressure. I'm guessing if you had a couple of more laps, do you reckon you would have had him?
I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. I mean, he was really blocking my line pretty well. My line. Everyone was pretty much arcing it into the corner. I was driving it straight in. I was driving it pretty hard, but with it being loose on exit, you could drive it in hard and then just kind of feather it out. That way you make up all your time on entry and not really kill all the time. Because I would dive in and get underneath the guy up top, and then once we got on exit, I just kind of throttled it, and they would just get in the throttle too early and push.
Absolutely. Well, you came home for second place, and it's a great finish for yourself despite everything you've been through tonight. Looking ahead to next week, we head to Kentucky, the 1.5 mile oval, and we're under the lights as well. Just give your thoughts on that, and what do you reckon you got for these guys?
I actually didn't know Kentucky was next. Thanks, but I like Kentucky. Should be pretty strong there, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, and finally, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out for tonight?
My girlfriend, Mark of Valor, they're really cool people. I see them every once in a while at a dirt track. But also Madman Motorsports, Mike Warren, he created this paint, and I really enjoy it. Buckeye Custom Apparel, they're really good at what they do. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Very good job.
Okay, John. Well, congratulations one more time on the second place, and we'll see you next week from the Bluegrass State.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
That was our second place finisher, John Jenkins, and joining us, joining Tony in the booth now is very, very. I'm going to assume he's very happy after that battle at the end. Mr. Tanacosta, Tony.
Hard Charger Award started 23rd, coming home on the podium. Tanner, you got to be happy with that performance.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't get a lot of practice time in today, and I showed up and was nowhere near a top 3. And towards the end of the race, it just kind of started to click, and yeah, definitely happy with the third.
Well, talk us through the final couple of laps there. You were really slugging it out with Mark Arthur. Did you see what happened there coming to the line?
Yeah, I knew that I was right there with him, and if I could get under him and just kind of not push him up, but lean on him a little bit, I could probably beat him to the line. So I'd see if I couldn't get interviewed real quick up there. So
fair enough. But it was definitely fun to watch you make your moves tonight. You were kind of quiet for most of the night, but we did see you get into that one, that big one that happened early in the event. Did that change your game plan at all?
I don't think I was actually involved in any of the wrecks, really. I don't think I had an X at all. I really just kind of knew I wasn't that fast to begin with, so kind of just stayed out of the way and did what I could and made moves when I could.
I stand corrected. I'm looking back right now. You're right. You are the only driver who stayed out of trouble all night, so congratulations on that one. I was thinking of the other DuPont paint team that got involved in that one. I apologize. But, were there any worrisome moments when you saw the shenaniganry going on with the leaders in the closing stages?
I mean, a little bit. I know there was a couple of wrecks that I barely missed earlier on in the race. It was close, and I just kind of kept doing what I could. I knew that my only shot to have a decent finish was just keep the nose clean and see where it was towards the end of the race and get what I could. So that's what I did.
Fair enough. So next week we move to the Bluegrass State with Kentucky. Give us your thoughts on that track.
It should be fun. Should be fast. I don't have a whole lot of practice there either, but I mean, obviously that didn't turn out too bad for me today. So hopefully we can do the same thing next week.
Fair enough. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Always got to thank Mom and Dad. I got buddy Michael watching, girlfriend here. Everybody keeps the league going. It's always fun. Always a good time whenever I can make it. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on the podium tonight, Tanner. We're looking forward to seeing you next week.
As that was our third place driver, Mr. Tanacosta. Very happy to have beaten Mr. Mark Arthur to the line. But with that, let's go to our results for tonight's race. Very caution-filled, but very exciting at the same time. But Brandon Stokes brings home his second win of the season as he just pips John Jenkins to the line. Well, actually spun across the line, but definitely getting the win there from the 25. Tanacosta, who we just spoken to, pipping Mark Arthur to the line, who finishes fourth. Francois Pelletier on his debut tonight, bringing home the fifth place. He rounds out the top five. Matt Kleinschmidt finishes in sixth. Joe Morganti getting a top 10 here. He finishes in seventh. Sean Weaver in eighth. David Bigger, 4 laps down at one point, brings it home in the top 10. He finishes in ninth. And Dylan Moskowitz rounds out the top.
Chris Bouchard, a hard-fought 11th place finish. Started shotgun on the field and was able to claw his way up. Kyle Gilbert, rough one for him tonight, finishing in 12th. Matt Burkhart in 13th. The last truck, I should say, on the lead lap. Devin Doss, first truck, one lap down in 14th. Jeff Mayer in 15th. Kevin Paskowich in 16th. Tyler Vickery, 17th. James McDavid in 18th. Ray Black Jr. Retired a little bit early, coming home in 19th. Jordan Berry in 20th. Lonnie Barrington in 21st. Nate Seeker, 22nd. Butch Frazier was hoping for a better night than he had. A lot of trouble, a lot of getting caught up in other people's dumpster fires, coming home in 23rd. Chad Witt in 24th. Johnny Antonucci in 25th. Byron Rodney having a power outage at the house. Somebody apparently hit the power pole near his humble abode, coming home in... come on. Thank you. Ken Robbins in 27th. Mike Whitaker in 28th. Michael Waite in 29th. Hoot Baker in 30th. And Tom Wagner, the first retirement, in 31st.
That is going to do it here tonight for us at both for Broadcasting and from Dover International Raceway. Wait, I don't know. Been a long night for us tonight, but we have our winner from the race. That's Mr. Brandon Stokes, bringing home his second win on the season, and definitely a popular win for himself. That gap between himself and Adam Baker in the point standing. Friday night, I believe we are off, and then Saturday we are back with Major League Esports as they go to take their turn at Bristol. Mark Arthur hoping to make it 2 in a row in races and 2 in a row at Bristol as well, as he bids to be on a strong foot as they get towards their chase. And then Sunday we head back to Milwaukee as the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light. I'll be in the booth with you for that one anyway, so you don't have to worry.
Okay.
As the Top Fuel Racing Summer Light Series is coming to its conclusion, the penultimate race before the big finale at Indianapolis in over a week's time. For us tonight, from myself, Sam Cooper Bennett, from Mr. Tony Trapasso. This has been Dover Broadcasting live from Dover. The Monster Mile. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you on Wednesday night for some Top Fuel Racing action live from the Tricky Triangle.